The legendary Psycho Sid has passed away. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your Monday Night Raw, August 26, 2024 live watch-along. I decided over the weekend that we would do a watch-along for tonight's Raw because most of the talent is overseas right now doing a tour ahead of Bash at Berlin, and it's a pretty light roster tonight. It's the go-home show, but nothing really overly spectacular was really going to go down tonight, I didn't think, so I figured instead of coming up and doing a review after the show, we'd come up and do a watch party instead, watch-along, hang out together, and chill out. However, earlier today, around noon is when I got this news, noon, probably 3 p.m. Eastern, we learned of the passing of Psycho Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, whatever you want to call him. His son apparently posted an update on Facebook letting us know that his father had passed away after a long battle with cancer, and I believe Sid was 63. This is a really, really tough loss because I have just memories out the ass of this guy. Sid occupies a major, major part of my, teenage wrestling memories. And Sid was a big deal. So I thought tonight what we would do, since tonight is kind of a light Monday Night Raw, we're not going to see anything crazy, no title changes, no returns, debuts, swerves, nothing like that. It's going to be a pretty typical, but probably good Monday Night Raw. So instead of watching the show, making notes, and then coming up later and doing a review and tributing Sid, I thought we would come up here and watch the show together. And during the course of the night, as we're watching Raw, let's share our Sid memories. Let me know all of your favorite Sid moments. If you remember Sid, what you liked about him, what your favorite matches were, favorite moments, favorite promos, perhaps. Sid was unbelievably unique and one of a kind. When it comes to big men, there was none like him. None. Nobody brought what he brought. He just had probably one of the best looks in the history of the business. And I mean, still to this day, it holds up. His look holds up as, up there with Hogan's or anybody else that was just larger than life looking. That's exactly what Sid was. And Sid had an interesting career and one that throughout the night watching Raw, we'll casually talk about. Since all this news broke on a Monday, I didn't have time to put together any sort of mic drop or special Sid review or Sid video to tribute him. I could do that in a couple days, but I figured if we were going to come up and show Sid any love, it would be fun to do that in kind of a hangout setting tonight. So that's what we are here to do. It is the top of the hour right now, so Monday Night Raw is probably just about to start. I got my USA Network pulled up. We got whatever the show that always comes on before Raw. It seems like they always have the final scene in like a bar or something. This fella right here, he's at his own house, so no bar, but I'm sure a friend will probably show up to join him unless he's going through a dark time right now. I don't know what's going on this show. Oh, he's pulling out the McKellen. No, that's Glenn something. That's Scotch, whatever he's got in his hand there, if you guys are watching the same show I am. But Monday Night Raw is about to start. Hope you guys are having a great Monday night, great evening, and ready to rock for Raw. I'm going to give my stream here a refresh so I can be as up-to-date as possible. I watch Monday Night Raw on the USA Network on a streaming app, so there's a pretty good chance I'm going to be about a minute behind basic cable or whatever you're watching on, so just keep that in mind as we're going through here. I am still finishing up this dumb show. I still got 911 on my TV here. There we go. Let me expand my screen so I can see it. Yeah, all right. All right, well, Monday Night Raw has not yet started for me. I'm going through the credits of this stupid show, and then we're gonna be ready to rock. Let me zoom in my screen so I can see the show. There we go. All right. Then, now, forever. All right. Bear with me, guys. I'm just getting my volumes and my shit straight so I can see it. That way I can watch as I talk to y'all. Together. All right, here we go, y'all. Monday Night Raw. Hopefully, it should be a good one. Yeah, Daniel Clark, if I had and by the way, WWE is opening with a nice in memory of Sid graphic here. I'm very glad that they did that. They did post on social media today about his passing once it was confirmed. I was a little bit hesitant after what we went through with Alpha. Wanted to make absolutely sure that Sid had indeed passed away. I'm hoping they had time to put together a little video package or something for Sid. It's a shame that it's criminal that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Look at Braun Breaker with his dog. What if his dog beats up and eats Pharaoh? That's right. So now we're getting Uncle Howdy in the ring. I thought this was going to be like a SummerSlam match or something, but it's Uncle Howdy and Gable tonight. That should be interesting. Braun Strowman and Big Bronson Reed. I like this match. I'm hoping that Bronson puts him down in a statement victory. I am going to knock out the super chats and hellos here in just a second. Just trying to get our ducks in a row as we're watching the intro to Raw here. I want to see what we're going to open with. Oh, Judgment Day. Cool. I wanted to come up here like 15 minutes before Raw went on the air, but I was really scrambling to get the stream ready. So I was up here a couple minutes later than I wanted to be, but we're here now. That's what matters. Happy Monday to everybody. All right, Judgment Day is intact. I know Liv Morgan was one of the wrestlers, I think, working a match in the Netherlands yesterday. So, I mean, Providence, you know, at least that's right on the coast there, basically. You're flying over the Atlantic. I suppose anybody who was over there could have made it back here tonight in time for the show. That's probably a brutal travel, though. Carlito is so out of place in this group. He's so out of place in general in WWE. We wanted him, we were calling for him to come back for so many years. He had that great return at Backlash last year. Great ovation. Then WWE brings him back in. They haven't done jack squat with him since he's been in. Seems like the most pointless return of all time. He literally just does nothing. So tonight is in Providence. Is this the same building that The Undertaker levitated 30 years ago? 30 and a half years ago at the Royal Rumble? It's got to be a different building by now, right? Okay, so Corey is... So we speculated it might be Corey. All right, I missed Pat McAfee already. Wow, it is the same place, huh? Man, we got yet another 2 back-to-back 1 p.m. Eastern pay-per-views. We got another one this weekend with Bash in Berlin. My review link to Bash in Berlin is already up on the channel. I put it up last night. We're going to go live on Saturday at like Winged Eagle podcast time. Hour or two after the show goes off the air, and we will review all 5 matches of Bash in Berlin. All right, let's see what Finn Balor has to say. I know I owe hellos and super chats and all that stuff. I'll go over there and say hi to everybody in a second. Zach, watch your mouth. You will not accept Carlito slander. I'm not slandering him. It's true. He hasn't done shit. It wasn't slander. It was an observation. I got nothing against Carlito. It's not my fault that he sucks. I didn't do it. I didn't cause his suckage. Had nothing to do with me, Zach. I am pretty confident that I'm going to go perfect in my predictions. Every match is relatively easy to predict in my mind. I'll make it easy. Gunther, Cody, Rhea and Priest, Jade and Bianca, and Punk. I had planned. I was going to drop a predictions video on Thursday, but do I really need to? I can do predictions in 5 seconds. Cody, Gunther, Priest, Rhea, Jade, Bianca, and Punk. It's almost all baby faces except for Gunther. JD, you look like Peter Dinklage. They're not the bad guys around here. I wish I could do accents. God, the only accent I can do is a southern accent. I want to do Irish and English and Scottish.
You betrayed the Judgment Day, and you got exactly what you deserved.
I love Dominic.
And by the way, what happened last week is just a little preview of what's gonna happen at Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, Zach, I did do Survivor Series 96. We did a watch-along on that. It was either 96 or 95. One of those pay-per-views we watched, I had a power surge, and the stream shut off, and I had to come up and finish it like the next night.
And at Bash in Berlin, when we're standing over your and Damien's lifeless, pathetic bodies, I hope that you finally realize that Daddy Dom and I will always be on top.
Okay. Please don't do the live sex celebration. Don't let Dom speak. Dirty Dom. I fucking love his hair. It's so awesome. Boo, F you, Dom. Fans are disrespectful not letting Dom talk. Yeah, what Carlito said. All right, Dom is screaming at us in Spanish. I live in San Diego. I can understand him. I will say this for Liv Morgan. She does give you better tendies. Dominic looks like he has gourmet tendies with Liv. He had like frozen nugs with Rhea. Liv's definitely better if you're like a tendy fan. You want Liv. Dom, you suck. Dominic Mysterio is my favorite wrestler. It's a tie between him and Will Ospreay.
I'm entering the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament, and I'm winning the whole damn thing.
Okay, Dom's going to enter the tournament for the Intercontinental Championship and win the whole thing, he says.
Especially Canadian and even
Watching Dominic just get this reaction is just my fucking favorite. All right, Ray is here. Is Ray even on Raw? Are these guys on Raw? Did they get drafted there? What's the deal? LWO? There's Dragon Lee. Where have you been? Is Cruz the one with the hat? Or is that Wild? I think Cruz has the hat. I like the hat. As soon as we break from this segment and go to commercial, all these super chats are getting answered. Booyaka, booyaka. We do need to do a watch along for this Sunday, don't we? Gotta think about that.
You're a lost soul. You need help. You're out of control, son. At least when you were with Rhea, one of you had a set. And it sure wasn't you.
Ray, for the first time, like, kind of looks like he's a little old now. He's a little thicker. He's got that neck fat hanging out the back. Fat neck girl, let me count your neck rings.
And you went and disappeared for weeks. go there, huh? I mean, you've always been a jackass.
Why is the word mask written on Ray's mask?
But now that you're hanging out with
Is that so we know what it is? Oh, that's what that is. It's a mask. Okay.
even a bigger jackass.
Excuse me. No one talks about the women's world champion like that, especially not a deadbeat. Excuse me, Dominic, please go ahead, lay your deadbeat down.
Come on, son. Hit me right here. I dare you. Because I would love to slap that stupid mustache off your face.
Don't slap his stupid mustache off his face. I like Dominic's mustache. I think it's sexy as all hell.
This here old ass try. Oh, Jade even gonna try to
And here we go, and the brawl is on. Wow. I just instinctively reach for the keyboard to write down Brawl, because I think I'm making notes for the review. Ugh. I was like, I actually don't, as a content creator now all these years, I don't watch wrestling without having a document pulled up to write down notes. So it's very different for me to watch this. All right, there's the, we just started that Brawl and we went right to commercial here. So I can now go into the chat and say hello to everybody. Thank you for being here, guys. Welcome to your Monday Night Raw watch along. We're doing a watch along tonight because I didn't think tonight's show was really worth reviewing and sitting through and for 3 hours and making notes and then coming up here and spending 2 hours reviewing it and talking about it. Might as well do a watch along. That way we can share our Sid memories, hang out, and have a little casual chill night tonight. It's what I've needed. I have not even had a frosty beverage of any kind since the last time we did a watch along, like last week or whatever. So it's my first beer in like 8 days. Feels nice. Need to watch some wrestling tonight. It's good to see everybody here. Like, let's hit some channel members like Zane G, like Zach Goller. We got Sonic Plays, Garrett Osborne. We have the Juliet. Isaac is here as well. Good to see Big J. Good to see Mike Rouse. Good to see Fox Star Killer. Garrett Osborne is here as well. Trying to hit the channel members as best I can first. Let's also say hello to my boy, Barry MK. We got Rodrigo in the house. Doug Unfunny. Always Radio. Decimania. Denny Down Bad. JA87. Marty. Colin Wright. We have Jose Lopez. Oh, Spectre. There's another channel member. Good to see you, man. It's Robert. 27 is here. Good to see Jacob A. Ricky Zalbadar. Who else can I say hello to? Ben Espinoza. Mohammed is also here. David Brown. Daniel Clark. Dave Sims. Henry. Undisputed J. Fox 830. El Magnifico, Daniel Barry Sports, Crazy J. I think I got Crazy J already. JL, right on, guys. Good to see you. Zach, you had $10 for us earlier. Thank you so much, my friend, for the 10 drop. Rest in peace to one of the most intimidating big men in wrestling history. What is your favorite Sid moment? Mine has got to be him reacting to the crush car in WCW. Is that where he goes, Goldberg? Is that one? Or that's that when he goes, oh, man. I forgot. I don't remember his reaction to that. I remember the crush car angle, but that run he had in WCW, like 98 or 99, 2000, whatever that was, I don't have a lot of memories of him from there because I wasn't watching WCW. I watched him win the championship. I remember some of the Goldberg stuff, and of course, I remember the leg break. But WCW, that second run he had in the late 90s, I don't have a ton of memories of because I didn't really watch much of that. Now, his first run in WCW I did, and then his run in WWE in the early 90s as Sid Justice, and then when he returned in 95 as the Bodyguard, my favorite Sid memory, it's really hard for me to vote against Survivor Series 1996. Not only was him winning the title great, but his entrance, just that whole vibe in the Garden that night, of him coming in and being beloved by the audience, huge ovation, and winning the championship in that way in the Garden, putting down Shawn. It was a moment. That was when he was made, you know, in my mind. And I didn't think that Sid was going to reach that. Because when they brought him back in 1995 as Shawn's bodyguard, Diesel was already on the map. And you could clearly tell that Vince McMahon liked Diesel a lot more than Sid. They booked Sid like a bitch when he came back in 1995. It wasn't until he left and then returned in the summer of 96. He returned at a show I was at a house show when the Ultimate Warrior no-showed. And came back. That's when he was kind of made into a big star. But that was only short. That was temporary. I mean, that was like July of 96 until WrestleMania. Not even a year. And, you know, he was dead in the water again and gone and off playing softball and never really to be seen again. So I think my favorite moment of his has to be Survivor Series in 1996. That whole match and situation with Shawn was so good. All right, we are back from commercial now. We have what appears to be an impromptu 8-man tag with the LWO taking on the Judgment Day. I have a feeling tonight's Raw is going to be a lot of filler because so much of the roster is overseas. Probably a lot of vignettes and video packages and shit like that tonight. All right, while the 8-man tag is going on, let's answer a couple more super chats. Fox Star, first Shannon Doherty, now Sid Vicious. I really hate this year. Fuck cancer. Shannon Doherty passed away, but that's been a few weeks. I think we've even had other deaths since her. You know, maybe it's, you know, the cancer thing, which she did suffer from. And yeah, that's a shame. Sid's going to be missed. Juliet's got 5 for us. Thank you so much. Asked on Twitter, any WCW, WWE pay-per-views in September, August that featured Sid we could watch on Sunday as a tribute. Good question. Mind Games. No, he wasn't on Mind Games. He was on Buried Alive. I think that's the night he beat Vader to get the shot against Shawn at Survivor Series. I don't think he worked Mind Games. We could, Juliet, there's still time. We could watch SummerSlam 96. We almost did. He faces Davey, I believe, on that show and beats him. Maybe we can think of something Sid related to watch on Sunday. We'll give it some thought, Juliet, maybe, because I haven't put together a watch along yet. I haven't posted anything for Sunday, so we've got some time to think about it. I think my original thought was to maybe do In Your House Ground Zero. Sid won't be a part of that show, but it was the first ever 3-hour In Your House. We could maybe watch that, but I'll try to think of something with Sid in it. Yeah, September pay-per-views. There would only be, in WWE, there would only be one. Again, well, 95, I guess 95 he would have been there, but I don't think he worked that. There's a show up in Michigan. It was the Triple Crown match or whatever. I'm not even sure if Sid was on that show. So we might have to look at WCW to those months to see if he did anything there. And he might have done something in 99. What did he do at Road Wild? Was he there? Was he around for that? What was the date of the injury? When did he break his leg? All that stuff I need to know. My memory is hazy. George Morris, good to see you, man, on a Monday. Look at you up in here on a Monday. It's not even Sunday. Good to see you, man. Appreciate the 5. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How was Tito? Very sad news about Sid. Favorite match was Shawn, Survivor Series 96. Why is with Cody always in suits? Be safe. Yeah, I would not want to wear a suit all the time. I hate suits. I will not wear them unless I am forced to wear them. I won't tuck in my shirt. None of that shit. I had a little period in my life where I had to like dress nicely and I fucking hated it and I never want to go back. I don't really care about looking good in a suit. I don't give a shit. I don't want to wear a suit. I don't want to put a suit on and have people go, wow, Greg, you look really good. I'm like, I just rather wear jeans and a t-shirt if it's all the same. But funeral, wedding, that's the exception. Sometimes I got to put some nice stuff on, but otherwise you won't catch me dead in a tie. Never again. I am casual for life. That's why it drives me so nuts, the dudes who wear those like skin-tight pants with the pants that come up way high on the ankle and they got like their exposed ankles with their dress shoes. And like, it's so weird. Why do people dress like idiots? was like, I think I've had the same outfit my whole life. Just like a pair of pants and a solid color t-shirt. No shit on it. No sports teams, no wrestlers, just a fucking shirt. Just that's it. My entire outfit cost $18. I am but a simple man. Like, who am I trying to impress? Come on, here we got a big triple dive. Oh, Judgment Day, you bitches. You bitches. Let's see. Michael Kumo's here. 2 years as a member. That's amazing. Sid had an interesting career. Main evented each WrestleMania he was in. He did, didn't he? He did, technically. Well, did he? Well, I guess that he wrestled in, yeah. Wow, that springboard's so nuts. All right, commercial again. But yeah, I guess you're right, because he main evented 13 and 8. And that was it. And he was at 11 in the title match, but he was on the outside of the ring. So he wrestled in two WrestleManias, main evented them both. Not bad. Working with Hogan and Undertaker at the top. That's a interesting stat that I never really thought about, Mike. Was world champion in the two biggest promotions. He carried the Winged Eagle and the Big Gold. Only a select few have done that. Hogan, Brett. Technically, Shawn. Shawn had it in WWE. Let's see. Who's held the Winged Eagle and the Big Gold? Flair, Brett, Hogan, Sid. Technically Shawn, but I'm thinking WCW Big Gold. Brett, Hogan, Flair, Sid. Thinking. Oh, Randy Macho Man Savage, number 5. Randy Savage, okay. Let me see, Brett and then Shawn and Diesel. 6. Kevin Nash. I think that's it. Technically, you could throw Shawn on there, although there's an asterisk by Shawn. I think that's it. Am I missing anybody? Let me know. Let me see what else your message said there. I enjoyed his intense promos, and I subconsciously emulate his promos when I get stressed. I loved his... I remember when I would watch pay-per-views and shows with my friends and my roommate back in the day in the 90s. My one roommate just got a huge kick out of Sid. I remember him cutting a promo one time, and Sid, I don't know what Sid was saying, but he was doing the thing where he's laughing, and he's just all over the place. And my roommate is on the couch, and he literally just screams out, he goes, God damn, this guy is so crazy. Like, he's not even a huge wrestling fan, and to hear him express that much emotion, like, he was so amazed that a human being could be that intense, that crazy, just the way he would scream and then start laughing. It literally freaked out my roommate. And I remember him, like, really, really reacting to how good and crazy Sid could be when he wanted to in a promo. Now, sometimes Sid sucked. Sometimes Sid didn't even know he was live. We're live, pal. Remember that one? Oh, let's do this again. And JR's like, we're live, pal. And Sid has to then try to, refocus himself into the promo. It did not go well. He also had the infamous, I have half the brain that you do. He had that one. He's had some flub ups, but that's part of Sid's charm. All of his screw ups, all of his promo botches are part of what makes Sid Sid, and I wouldn't trade those for anything. I'm glad he made those mistakes because they're fun memories of Sid. He was the man. Fox Star Killer, appreciate $5 from you. On second thought, I want to pick Road Wild 99 because his actual theme song from that time is left alone by the network on that show. I don't even remember what Sid's theme in WCW was or what it sounded like. No clue. I know what his WWE sounded like. It was badass. His WWE theme, that Jim Johnson Psycho Sid theme, I posted that on social media today, is one of the best. That little, the group of years there, 1993 through 1996, those Jim Johnson themes were so good. Razor and Goldust and Diesel and Brett and Shawn and Taker and Sid. All very, very memorable staple themes of that era. 8-man tag update. We have Judgment Day in control. It looks like they've got... I don't know if that's Wild or Cruz. I actually don't know which one's which on that. But they are quadruple teaming him. That's Wild. Oh, yeah. Their names are on the back of their trunks. That will make it easier for me. Barry, we haven't watched SummerSlam 2008. That's as far back as I'm willing to go. Or that's as recent as I'm willing to go. Like, once we get into 07 and 08, I stop caring. All those pay-per-views run together. None of them stand out to me at all. But that one we could maybe do. The only thing I remember about that one, Barry, is that's the Shawn Michaels and Jericho shit, I think, right? Tag is made. Here comes Ray and Dom. Wow, Ray and Dom. I really like Ray and Dom, their feud. Reminds me of Brett and Owen, because even though they had their pay-per-view matches and they had their big storied issues, the rivalry never went away, after those issues were done. Or after those matches were done. Owen would always reference his dirty, rotten brother Brett, and Brett would do the same to Owen. And anytime Dominic gets the chance, he talks about his deadbeat dad. So I'm glad that even though their angle is done, the rivalry is not. And you got to think eventually, at some point, we have to get a nice, tearful reunion and a hatchet burying between Dom and his dad. At some point. All right, Ray going to the top rope. I think my next super chat is from my friend Joshua. Good to see you, man. Joshua Aparicio's here. Appreciate the $2. Hey, Greg, how was your day today? How's the cats? My day was great. Hearing about Sid kind of bummed me out. I'm just down to the one cat. Bub passed away at the end of 2022, but Tito is here. He's sleeping right underneath me, and he is the best. Tito's doing great. He's my big 11-year-old boy. Oh, man, Dom did not protect his head on that sunset. This is Tito right now. Sleeping on the carpet, upside down with his arms spread out. That's how he sleeps. When a cat sleeps with their arms out and their belly's wide open, that means they feel safe. So whenever he sleeps like that, I know he's comfortable around me. And he knows I'll never hurt him. Oh, Dominic, you're in no man's land now. This is what's called being in a bad neighborhood. Who's going? Who's going flying? Somebody's going flying. Oh, wow. Oh, that was great. Did y'all catch the overhead on that? That was like a four-way crisscross of the LWO. All four guys crisscrossing the ring and then do suicide dives onto their opponents, each in a respective side of the ring. That was very good. USA is censoring the holy shit chants. I'll be really happy for that to go away on Netflix. And 619 to Dom. Liv, you better do something, girl. Now, Liv's going to help. Oh, Ray misses. And I can't see Judgment Day losing this match because Judgment Day, Liv and Dom are going to lose at the pay-per-view. And then cradles his dad up and pins his daddy. Dom gets the win because Dom is the best wrestler in the world. There is no one better. No, Dom beat his dad by himself. He didn't need Liv's help. Liv just happened to be there to help out if he needed, but he didn't. He beat his dad by himself because Dom's a badass. Poor Ray. All right, I feel like we got to get Priest and Ripley coming out here to make the save, right? Unless they're overseas too. Can we get some Rhea Ripley music or something? Damian Priest music? Somebody's music? Ray, do you have any friend? Oh, jeez. Dominic is not going to do this. No, absolutely not. I refuse to believe Dominic's going to... He is going to... Jesus Christ, he is going to do it. Oh, no, he's not. There's Rhea Ripley. I was about to say. There is no way Dominic's taking that bump. Ain't no way. There they are. Oh, tell me, are Rhea Ripley and, they are. I think Ripley and Priest are wearing each other's shirts. That's cute. That's adorbs. They're not going to try to do a romance angle with them, are they? They might. But I kind of don't want that. I'd rather have a Rhea and Priest just be tight, close friends. Friends for life type of thing. Uh-oh, Dom. Oh, Dom. Oh, shit. Hey, y'all, let's watch Dom's body language when he gets up here. When he jumped off the top rope, he might have tweaked his knee. He kind of... He's on all fours currently. Let's see how he looks. Everything is show him limping off. Oh, man. Ripley and Priest just took out... Did y'all catch that? Did you see when Dom jumped off the ring post into the ring? It looked like he landed funny on his knee. I'm really hoping nothing happened there. If there's one person I don't want out with an ACL tear right now, it's Dom. Jeez. $10 o'clock on the West Coast, I know. Seems like everybody loves these 1 p.m. start times. Not me, because it's 10 a.m. for me. And I'm a night owl. So I don't like waking up and watching pay-per-views in the morning. I like the kid singing. Oh my God, so this tournament is going to take forever. So it's not just the tournament they're starting tonight. You got to qualify for the tournament. Then you have to have the tournament. So 2 triple threats tonight. Woods, Miz, and Pete Dunne. That's an interesting one. I feel like Xavier will qualify, and then like something will happen. Kofi will accidentally, or Odyssey Jones will accidentally cost him the match.
Become the number 1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship. It's a title, Miz, you've held an impressive 8 times in your career, but this opportunity, it comes on the heels of what's been a rough couple of weeks for you. What's your mindset heading into tonight?
Well, it was really good until you mentioned that, but yes, I've had a couple of weeks.
Always Radio. We're definitely going to do Fall Brawl 97. We might do that even on Sunday. I got to figure out what we're going to do.
Avenge him, and I get tsunami. It feels like every time I try to do the right thing, it goes wrong. But tonight I can right those wrongs. Because tonight, I have a chance.
Yeah, Barry. See, I forgot. I'm going to have to look that up, guys. I don't know. I don't have any memory of the 22 thing. The Sid WCW 22 thing. Probably just because I wasn't watching them much at that time. I thought they sucked. Oh, here's Bronson Reed. Look at there.
You came after me because I took out our truth. And our truth came after me because I took out Seth Rollins. And now you have gone and gotten Braun Strowman involved. And I'm losing track of all the people I have to name. So once I name Braun, and I will name him, I'm coming back with you.
All right, here comes Damage Control. Fox Star Killer's got 5 for us. Sid faced Sting at Road Wild 99 and faced Benoit at Fall Brawl 99. Okay. And then when he won the title, when did he win the title? He won the title like in early 2000, right? Or maybe he had won the title again. Or no, that was Benoit who won the title. Yeah, see, I'm really bad with Sid and WCW timeline in 98, 99, where the fuck he was there. I was barely watching them. And I don't have many. Zane's bringing it up too. Sid, the car skit in WCW. Like, I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember it the way everybody else remembers it. And of all the Sid moments, that one's not even on my radar. Of all the Sid moments and Sid memories I have, that car shit in WCW, I don't even think about it. So I need to educate myself on that because apparently it's pretty badass. I know I've seen it. It's just it doesn't stick out to me as like a memorable moment. My memories of Sid came way earlier than all that shit. Yeah, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to take a look at some PPVs, and hopefully maybe we can find one this Sunday that Sid's a part of. If not, though, we'll find our own ways to tribute the Vicious one. Always Radio, when I was listing all of the names who won the Big Gold and the Winged Eagle, Luger does not qualify, but he did technically hold the Winged Eagle. Yoko did not, Marty. Taker didn't. Oh, Taker, yeah. Isaac, good point on Taker. Taker's like Shawn. Taker did, but it was in WWE. So Taker and Shawn held the Big Gold and the Winged Eagle, but Taker and Shawn didn't hold the WCW and the Winged Eagle, where those other guys did. So Taker and Shawn, technically, yes. Michael, thank you for the $2. Are we to believe Rhea and Priest are twins? Maybe. Joshua's got 2 more for us. Imagine Sid versus Obafemi. Winner becomes the ruler. Yikes. Yikes. Sid wasn't even terribly like athletic or even agile in the ring. He was stiff. It was just his look. He had a really good choke slam and power bomb. But everything else Sid did wasn't great, to be honest. You know, when it comes to big man, I think Taker was better, Kane was better, but Sid, there was just something about him. He just had that look, and he had just an incredible, just kind of, I liked his power bombs so much more than Nash's. You know, Nash kind of had like the jackknife. It was kind of all in one motion, where Sid would lift you up, hold you there for a second, and then just drop you 7 feet. It was awesome. So there were just things that Sid did that were different than a lot of big guys. And his promo and his look and all of that was, he had no equal in that regard. Sid did work. When did he come in? He worked a Raw match in like 2012, right? Like beat up Heath Slater, right? The Juliet likes my Savage impression. That's good. I should be good at his voice. I've been watching him my whole life. I can kind of do a Savage. That's a Ramon Coffee. That's a good one. I watched that live as it happened. I remember the night after WrestleMania 11. It was weird to see Sid kind of turn on Shawn. And Shawn and Diesel have told the story before that, you know, Vince kind of wanted the WrestleMania match to go a certain way, and they were warning him that if you did that, it was going to essentially turn Shawn babyface. And then the match happened, and it went the way they thought. Vince kind of had egg on his face, and then they kind of had like no choice but to turn Shawn babyface coming out of that, where I don't think that was what they kind of wanted to do. I feel like they had to do it and make a star out of Shawn, make a babyface out of Shawn, because of how they booked that finish of the match at WrestleMania 11. And Sid was made to seem like so inferior to Diesel. That was what was so strange about it. Is that maybe Vince still had ill feelings to Sid's first run there, and He had a new big guy. All right, here's Xavier. What's going to happen here with Kofi? Xavier's wearing all black here.
Last week and really clear the air, because the best thing about the new day is the fact that when we have an issue, we can talk with each other like grown men. You just don't see that in this industry. It's crazy.
All right, so Xavier's wearing all black here. Kofi's coming up to him like, man, I'm glad we were able to air out our differences and stuff. We were able to talk it through.
Yeah, because he was closer. He was.
You didn't tag me last week because he was closer. These two guys are both full of shit.
Because tonight it's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods with a shot to become #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
I'm so good at sniffing out people talking to me like that and stuff, like all my years of work and dealing with bosses and coworkers and stuff. I'm like, it's so easy to tell when someone's full of shit. I'm like, okay, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, okay. I know you think you do. I love Kyrie and Io. I like that they just look pissed. They're all dressed in black.
From a couple weeks ago, you said that the women's locker room is on notice now that Pure Fusion Collective is together.
Pure Fusion Collective.
I don't know, Kathy. Why don't you ask all the people sitting at home what kind of impact you create? Why don't you start to go to Kai, okay? She might never walk again, let alone wrestle. Why don't you ask her? I don't know. You could ask Selena Vega, whose arm I now.
Hey, y'all want to know about a faction in wrestling history that I don't give a shit about? What was the name? Oh, yeah. Pure Fusion Collective.
Because they're so pathetic, sitting at home on their couch, they can't even show up to Monday Night Raw. How's that for impact? And after tonight, you can add Io and Kyrie to that list. Okay?
Okay.
So damage control. You want to step up and shoot your shot.
Okay.
I think Io and Kyrie are about to.
Pure Fusion Collective. Get the fuck out of here. Is this a new theme for them? See, I don't pay attention to their theme, so I didn't know what the old one sounded like. PFC. What is being fused? Like it's fusion. So what are they fusing? Pure? What's pure? How do you fuse pure? We got fusion taking place in the center of the sun. That's what provides us light and heat. There's nuclear fusion, but I don't know what pure fusion is.
Shayna and Zoe have always been dangerous, but Sonya Deville seems to have taken them in a new direction. Listen, I like what I have seen from bell to bell from.
All right, Kyrie and Shayna, or I'm sorry, and Io. I kind of want you to win this, but I don't think you're gonna. Oh, they're fusing Prime. Okay, yeah, that's right. They probably get that Prime. They probably have like plenty of it. They can get it for free because they're friends with Logan. Like if I was friends with Logan Paul, I would be like, "Can I get a case of Prime for free?" He'd probably give it to me. Mike Rouse, War Games 1991. We could maybe do something like that. If we could find like an early 90s WCW show with Sid on it, that might be fun too. I got to do some research on that.
I will do anything. As the world knows, I was in a cycle for water.
From the producers of The Traitors and The Circle comes a game where real-life perception. I'm not afraid.
Well, I'm looking up that card right now. 1991, there's an Eddie Guerrero dark match on that show. Tag team match. Huh. Eddie Guerrero and Ultraman defeated Hoichel and Rudy Boy. That's crazy. Looks like a pretty good card, actually. Is this a pay-per-view? It's Wrestle War 91. We did a review of Wrestle War 92. By the way, the attendance on this Wrestle War 91 is 7,000. That's actually pretty good. Phoenix, Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum, February 21st, 1991. Interesting matches on here. Big Vader and Stan Hansen. Luger and Spivey. Freebirds versus Doom. Four Horsemen versus Sting, Pillman, and the Steiners in the War Games match. JYD, Bobby Eaton match. That could be fun. Wrestle War 91. What was the date? That's February, though. I like to try to keep it, but it is War Games. It's an interesting card. We might have to get to that one day.
Hey, on the mountain we gotta sit. Get off here.
Barry, yeah, I saw the Logan and Dom podcast. I put Dominic, his appearance on that podcast in the thumbnail like two wingies ago because it was so great. Oh my God, the way he trolled him about Japan and shit. Oh my God, I love Dominic. Dominic just continues to make me love him more. I wake up every day loving Dominic more than I did the day before. He's the best. He's the best. Oh, yeah, Juliet, this is the one where Sid kills Pillman with the power bomb. That's right. You know, maybe we can watch that one just for fun. We'll go off against the grain here a little bit. Usually the watch-alongs are easier to pick when you just stick with the month that you're in. But we can go off the rails every now and then and just do a rando and do something in the name of Sid. And that card did look fun. We could do Wrestle War 91 this Sunday. I won't commit to it yet. I'm going to look at a few pay-per-views. And this might be a good opportunity to actually put a poll up. And let some of the members decide since you guys are the best. I might even have that VHS. I've got one. I got two or three War Games from that era back there somewhere. September 13th. I'm ready, man. The week after this weekend, like this weekend, we'll be here for a watch along, but the following week, September 8th, Sunday, we will not be here. But we will be here the day before, Sunday or Saturday, September 7th, to watch All Out together. I got to slap down another 50 fucking bucks for another pay-per-view. I'm happy to do it. All In was worth every penny. Yeah, I remember this. None of this looks good at all. What the fuck? Kyrie and Shayna had a fun go of it in NXT back in the day. Whoa, Kyrie. Anybody know how, pretty good. Anybody know how Asuka is doing? Her deal is a knee, right? Is that what she's recovering from? I hope she's doing well. We miss Asuka a lot. Comments for me. I believe that Sid could have been the biggest star of all time. I mean, that's an understatement. You know, Sid being Sid is what really hurt him in his career. He was just different, you know? Sid was a businessman, but I think some of his business strategies didn't really pay off for him. I mean, he worked the main event with Hogan at WrestleMania 8 and then disappeared. Why? Hogan's leaving? Vince is going to give you the keys to the fucking store? And you're going to bounce? Huh? Sid was even over in 92, man. Oh my God. That was an amazing missile dropkick from Zoe Stark to Kairi Sane. Jesus. But think about the Rumble in 92. Those fans were cheering Sid. They were happy when he eliminated Hogan. They cheered their asses off. Fans, even in the 90s, when the business hadn't gotten crazy yet, Sid was getting cheered as a heel. It happened in 91, happened in 92, and it happened in 96. Oh, who's this? Oh, it's Zelina. What is it again? The flip-flop? What is it? The Count Chocula? What is it? At least she doesn't have the Count Chocula with her. It's like, my mom would never hit me with a flip-flop. That's dumb. Oh, big insane elbow to Zoe. I'm so glad Damage picks up the win here. Had a little bit of help from Zelina. Comments for me, you are what, WrestleMania 8? Oh, that's awesome. Hoosier Dome. A lot of empty seats in that upper deck. Mud show. Yeah, is this going to be the main event? Howdy and Gable? Or is it coming up next? Rodrigo, I would prefer announcers staying put. I know Corey's got to do double duty right now because of Pat McAfee's schedule. That's fine. But no, I'd rather just have two guys do one show, two guys do the other show.
We won't make that mistake again. The false prophet continues to reveal himself to the world, masquerading.
You know who I think would have been fun to include in the Wyatt family, or the Wyatt Six, is Kurt Axel. I think bringing him, like, I don't know what he's up to these days, but if they brought him in for some sort of segment with Uncle Howdy, like down the road, might be good.
Chad, we have given you chance.
Chad.
After chance. Inflicting fear and suffering. And yet you refuse to remove the scales from your eyes. Your arrogance is like a beast risen from the sea.
You had your friend in a headlock when the Warrior came out? Did he then throw you into an Irish whip, or what happened after?
Rains down, washing away the sins of the wicked.
Did you drop down, he went over top, hit the ropes, came back with a drop kick? That's what I would have done.
Accept your challenge. Your invitation. This is more than a reckoning. This is a purge.
Ooh. It's more than a reckoning, it's a purge. When I'm watching Raw, like on a normal Monday, before a review, I hate making notes for this shit. I was like, what did he say? And I was like, I'll just say he said some shit. Like, I barely even pay attention. I was like, what? I'm like, I don't want to read between the lines. I want the internet to figure all that out for me. If he's like leaving a little trail of clues, like, y'all just figure it out. Let me know what it is. Here comes McIntyre with his leather vest. And he's got the bracelet. Who's in the background there? That's Miz, and who is that? Who's that with Miz? I almost look like Roosh. I couldn't make out who that was with Miz. Did y'all see that? I love WrestleMania 8 is one of my favorite pay-per-views. Guilty pleasure. Savage and Flair was tremendous. Brett and Piper.
It's the most powerful chair ever made. This is a very real chair phone. Chairphone.com.
WrestleMania 8, baby. That's a good one, man. That was a good one. Oh, hey, look, this one's a 5-night rental. 5 nights. I can have it for the whole week. Watch as many times as I want. That's awesome. I'm going to watch Bret Hart and Roddy Piper 27 times. And then I'll return it, unrewound. Victor, Raw's not bad so far. Couple matches, an 8-man tag to open, impromptu, LWO, and Judgment Day. Judgment Day getting the win. Dom pinning his dad. Pure Fusion Collective lost to Damage Control, and that's about where we're at. And now Drew is walking to the ring, seemingly for a promo, with his sleeveless sweater or leather vest.
Even in an older dishwasher, try Cascade Platinum Plus for sparkling clean dishes, even on the toughest jobs. Just scrape, load, and you're done. Switch to Cascade Platinum Plus.
Be kind and rewind. I remember I'm big into VHS tapes, obviously, but I used to record everything that I watched on TV onto VHS tapes and whatnot. And I had so many tapes piling up of wrestling and tape trading, and especially with the wrestling stuff, I bought like 2 of those like super fast tape rewinders. They go, I guess it's like the video stores use, instead of having your VCR do it. I had like 4 VCRs in the house. I had VCRs connected to each other to dub tapes. I was a maniac with that shit. One time I went to Best Buy, and I heard you could buy this little thing that would take off the copyright off like Coliseum videos, because you couldn't put a Coliseum video in and record it onto another VHS tape. There was something on there that was blocking it, but you could buy a little device to put in your VCR or something, whatever it was, for like $200. So I went to Best Buy, bought the device, spent all night recording every tape that I needed to do that for. Did, a handful of Coliseum videos and everything that had the block, and then like 3 days later took the device back to Best Buy and got my money back. Scammer. This guy. I beat the system.
$10 get you a full 8 inches of any original sandwich, chili chips, drink, and the dessert. It's a deal so good. We didn't have to spend a lot.
Oh, that was Karrion. Okay. Okay, that was Karrion Kross. That's right, because Miz is facing Xavier. Okay. Who else is it? It's Xavier, Miz, and who else? I forgot. It doesn't matter. I think Miz will win. Although, no, I think Xavier... Well, no, if Miz is talking to Kross, I don't know what's going to happen there. Uber Arena in Berlin. I have never been to Germany. I got a decent amount of German blood in me, I think. But I ain't never been there. All right, here comes McIntyre. Yeah, comments from me. Keep it, man. Physical media might be dead, but I love still, hanging on to it. All my tapes that I recorded, all like my Raws and my pay-per-views that I recorded onto VHS tapes, I left those back on the East Coast with a friend of mine. He donated them to a wrestling school. So they got put to good use, at least. But I also have a ton of the Coliseum videos, which I kind of want to keep. All right, here comes McIntyre. I feel like Punk would probably be here if the roster is light. And I don't think Gunther is here. Gunther's overseas. He worked Ilya Dragunov yesterday in the Netherlands. So I don't think he's made it. I think Randy Orton's going to be here tonight to say something. Unless they flew Gunther's ass all the way back across the Atlantic just to do this one spot. I thought we were going to get a contract signing tonight. The fact that this is the 4-corner thing and they made a point to tell us that those are going to be the rules next week or on Saturday, I don't like that. I mean, it all but guarantees a Punk victory. And then you can do the rubber match blow-off in the Hell in the Cell at Bad Blood. I think it's very important that the match at Bash in Berlin does not suck. Doesn't have to be the best match of all time, but it can't suck. And then if they can deliver a great one in the Cell, I will look back on this feud and this trilogy of matches as a really good one and one of the best of this time period. But these matches have got to deliver.
Boy, is it great to be alive in Providence, Rhode Island on a Monday night or what?
This is the same building that Undertaker levitated. It's still there.
I can keep
Build a new one, man.
his whole routine. He's so predictable. The next part is when he talks about his favorite topic, CM Punk, for 10 straight minutes. Then how hot the industry is right now. How we're selling out shows all across the world. Like he had anything to do with it. He wasn't sitting in his arse for 8 years while the rest of us did the hard work. And then the sentimental part where he tells a story about how little Timmy flew 239,000 miles from the moon to worship his Lord and Savior, CM Punk.
You know what's weird is Punk, in like his last promo last week, didn't he say, like, I don't give a shit about the bracelet anymore, it's just what the bracelet represents? But then he was also like, hey, I'll give you the strap if you give me the bracelet. Now Drew's got the bracelet back on again. So does Punk care about the bracelet or not?
Now, I'm not doing a bit, I'm not trying to be cute, I'm doing what I always do. I'm telling the truth, and the truth is CM Punk is scared of Drew McIntyre.
Punk is scared of McIntyre. I mean, I would be.
Well, I've known since the Royal Rumble, especially SummerSlam, how about the fact he keeps attacking me from behind every opportunity that he gets. And why does he keep going if he's so scared? It's because you all keep chanting his name every single week.
William, yes, I was in Wilmington when I did the Best Buy thing. It was the one on College Boulevard, Racine Drive. I used to live right back there. I used to live behind the Best Buy.
Of course you don't. Let me explain it to you. An enabler is someone that encourages someone to do something that's detrimental to their well-being. It's like handing an alcoholic a drink. Every time you chant Punk's name, he gets this big ego, he gets full of himself. He makes dumb decisions like challenging me to a strap match. Then when he sobers up, he realizes, oh my God, Drew is gonna kill me, and I am. And that's gonna be in all of you that chanted his name. Every time I lash him with the strap, that's on your conscience. If you chanted CM Punk, every scar that I put on his body.
I'm curious how the Berlin crowd is going to be during this match. I know they're going to be just jacked for the whole thing, but Punk will be the babyface right there. They're not going to... Will they be on Drew's side? They might. What's the relationship between Scotland and Germany? Do y'all like each other? Or things good there?
During the darkest times. And I still forgive you, because you know not what you do.
You know not what you do.
It's funny, this 50-cent piece of trash on my wrist causes so much emotional hurt to Punk.
Those things, too, they're pretty fragile, right? It's just like an elastic string. The fact that this thing has survived and not broken.
So much physical hurt.
I hope they have backups made in case they break this prop. Oh, here comes Punk. Is Punk under the ring? He should cut through it like fucking Mankind. There he is. Oh! Oh, and he's got the... Like that, it could have been... Oh, he's going for the, he's going for that bracelet. There's no way that bracelet would survive, man. It would get torn off. Like, I feel like that's what Drew might do. Eventually, is maybe he just takes it and breaks it.
Rivalries we've ever been a part of. Vitriol at an all-time high right now. You better grit your teeth.
Drew now has the strap.
McIntyre coming for a little payback, strap in hand. Launches McIntyre to the table.
Backdrop onto the table. Look out.
Strap in hand, and he's going after McIntyre. Shades of what's gonna look.
I mean, being whipped with that thing definitely would suck, but it's not crippling, you know? Like, I feel like based on the violent nature of this program and angle, that a dog collar match would make way more sense than a strap match. Because at least you got a chain going on there. At least the chain can do some damage. At least the chain can open you up. Strap is going to hurt. It's going to sting. It's going to make some welts on you. But at the end of the day, that's all it's doing. It's not going to break your legs. You know, it's not going to completely incapacitate you unless you choke them out with it. It's not brutal enough of a match for me. Plus, you got the lame rule that you win by touching all four corners, when the rule should be you win after you murder your opponent. These guys hate each other. Minor critique of this match at Bash in Berlin. I think it's way too predictable. You guys got to fix your table again.
This isn't about the paycheck. This is about pure, unbridled disdain. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre can't exist in the same place any longer. Saturday is going to be ugly. Well, I'm not sure if tonight, Big Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman can coexist in the same place. Let's get Braun Strowman's thoughts about the battle of the behemoth tonight. Big Bronson. You think you're somebody?
Zach, yeah, I think the touching the corners rule is confirmed. I thought they mentioned this last week or something. We talked about it in the Raw review, and I think they said that it is. Oh, and guess what? Okay, so Isaac says the whole segment with Drew, Punk went live on his Instagram and was shown under the ring. Top tier trolling gold. Oh, you can even see his phone on the ring. Oh, that's great. So Punk was under the ring the whole time, live streaming on Instagram. That's hilarious. That's got to be a first. All right, here comes Mr. Yeet. Do we get any of this type of stuff on SmackDown? I usually watch SmackDown these days just on YouTube. And watch highlights and stuff. But feels like all these type of entrances and production techniques are seen more on Raw than SmackDown. Hmm. It's good for the soul. Corey, when you're 85 years old, you're going to regret those tattoos. But who cares? You're 85. All right, so this is Kofi and Jay and Karrion. I mean, how long? So, if you have to go through a series of qualifiers just to build the tournament brackets, then have the tournament, how long is all this shit going to take? All the way to Bad Blood, I guess. So that means Braun Breaker's going to have no title defenses until then. He's going to go from SummerSlam to October without a title defense. Well, no, I guess he had one. He just had one. It won't be that long. But it feels like they're not going to get that done any earlier than that, right?
From Berlin, Friday, 8/7 Central, only on Fox.
You can only get Wendy's new saucy nugs at Wendy's. So if anyone ever tries
Hey, you hear this, Dom? You can get saucy nugs.
you might want to see what else they're hiding. Because that person lies. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
All they are is your normal nugs, and you're just tossing them in sauce. You can do that shit at home.
Hey, that's great. Who are the chefs? Rookie mistake.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. So they said qualifiers where the winner would be decided in a fatal four-way. So the winner of these triple threats goes into a fatal four-way. Okay, I didn't catch all that. So there's not going to be a whole fucking thing. So they could get this done in a few weeks then. A couple of weeks. Well, that's good.
The light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer, Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Never? I want to be an actor.
So why don't you act like a good sister and get me some of those baby back ribs?
I want to be a director. Let's try a scene where you go get your and action.
And cut.
Got some news here on Swerve Strickland. Inked up a new multi-year deal, keeping him with the company until 2028. Another 4 years for the Swervester. Proud of Swerve and Damian Priest. Their runs were short, but they made me a believer. Both of them, you know. I think they should both feel proud of how they carried the titles during their respective runs. And I think, and I'm sure, they will both get back to it. Especially Swerve. If any of you have not seen or watched our All-In review, we went live last night. That was a fun one. So happy for Danielson. So awesome. Gets to win the title at WrestleMania 30. Great moment. You know, pre-family, you know, different time in his life, 10 years later. Now he's, you know, married with a couple of kids. And when he won the title, you know, he spent, after the match last night, he didn't touch the championship at all. After he just celebrated, played with his kids, run around the ring, almost put the Tiger Driver on his son. Didn't even touch the championship until Yuta and Claudio got out there. And finally, I think he held it. But first 5 minutes of the celebration, it was just him and his kids. It was very, very, very wholesome. Very cool. It's hard not to consider him the GOAT. Yeah, J87, it's not about, everybody's been doing that all weekend, for the last 24 hours. It's not about comparing the two. They're two very, very different, but equally special moments. You can't say that 30 was more important to him. You can't say that because you're not him. And so I've been noticing that it's tribal. I mean, I blocked a guy today just for yelling at me about my post about that, how, you know, he was like, the WrestleMania 30 was 50 times more prestigious. I'm like, fuck off. It has nothing to do with that. It's about him. It's not about you and your self-centered universe of bullshit. It's about him, what's important to him. And I'm sure the moment he had last night was every bit as special, if not more so, because he had his family there as WrestleMania 30. It's not about comparing them. It's about being happy that Danielson had two epic, iconic moments 10 years apart, you know, that are big world title stadium show wins, emotional wins. I'll tell you what, this story was a hell of a lot better than the rocky-ass road of booking they took to get him to that WrestleMania 30 victory. All right, Jay, here we go. Cutter historical. You know, what if Sid didn't injure himself? I don't know what would have really changed. I mean, he would have just still been around. WCW was dead in the water by that point. There was nothing going on with them. He might have gone to WWE. maybe, if he would have been there during the final Nitro. Because he wasn't, right? He broke his leg a couple months before that. I don't even know when the injury took place. Must have been early 2001 or late 2000, whenever it was. So if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, maybe he would have been there for the final Nitro, and maybe he would have came over in the Invasion. Maybe. But otherwise, I don't think much would have changed industry-wise had Sid not gotten hurt.
Intercontinental Championship? Find out.
Yeah, I don't know where the hourglass is these days. I don't know. Yeah, January 01. So it was just a couple of months before the buyout. So he might have been there. That would probably be the one thing that would be different. Because I kind of forgot when he got hurt. So that was right at the very, very end, which means he could conceivably have been at that last Nitro and came over. Imagine if at King of the Ring, if he was the one that attacked Stone Cold and powerbombed him through the table instead of Booker T. Might have been interesting. Yeah, Odyssey is pretty impressive.
It's working. It's slow and it's steady. It's like a droplet of water on a stone. Carrying across, wearing Woods down mentally and emotionally. Kofi knows it. Kofi can see it, which is like Kofi taking out all of his anger on Cross right now. And Kofi now stopping away in the corner. Remember, these are triple threat rules for you.
Okay. Jay's like, I'll go for it. Roll up. Nope. Yeah, that injury was... If you got a weak stomach, man, that was so bad. I remember seeing it. And, like, I don't think I saw it happen because I didn't order Sin. For some reason in my memory, I thought it happened on Thunder. But I guess it happened at the pay-per-view. And I remember, you know, back in 2001, the internet was a little different. Wasn't as easy. I mean, super easy. Now, if you want to see a clip, if somebody said, hey, yo, so-and-so got injured on Raw tonight, you just go right on social media and you'll see it in 2 seconds. But I remember looking for the injury, hearing about it happening, and just looking for a clip of it. And it was like a warning before you clicked on it, and then I did. I'm kind of like looking at it like sideways and just watching his leg just completely break in half like that. I'm like, God damn. I'm glad it was covered under his boot, because if I would have seen bone fly out, I would have passed out. Kofi. I love the overhead camera they utilize now. It looked good on the trust fall thing. Yeah, fans are always going to compare. It's natural to compare. You know, you compare world champions. We did that back in the WWE and WCW days. I was constantly comparing the two champions. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what fans do. That's all good. I just think with a lot of that stuff about WrestleMania 30 and All In, fans are missing the point. You know, it's not about debating about which moment is the bigger moment. You didn't have the moment. He had the moment. So let him decide which one he liked. And I'm sure there are things about them he liked equally and considers them equally special. But it's pointless and dumb for the fans to argue about this because it's irrelevant and moot. Doesn't matter what you think or how obsessed you are about reminding as many people as possible that WWE's number one and AEW's number two. We're all well aware of the landscape. That fella that I blocked today, I kind of peeked at his timeline. The whole fucking thing. It's not even like, he's not even like a crazy hater. Every single tweet is his live reaction to All In. No likes on none of the shit, by the way. And every tweet is a comparison to WWE. They're just not looking at on WWE's level. They have less people there. WWE has better this. Every single tweet was a reaction to something was going on and then how WWE does it better. And I'm like, this is the type of shit that is so cancerous to the IWC, and it contributes to the low IQ of all these fuckers, is because this is the type of stuff they obsess on, focus on, you know, instead of being a normal fan who just looks at the two world champions and say, hey, let's compare them. Which one do we like better? They're both pretty awesome. All three of our world champions right now are pretty great. Gunther and Cody and Danielson, yes, please. Not a bad trio. It wasn't a bad trio with Swerve either.
To really embrace life, you just have to learn to let go. Let go. That's right, let go. Let go. I did let go. Did you let go?
Oh, God. I don't want to hear this BK jingle.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. My cleaning pad has hundreds of scrubbing strings that absorb and lock dirt away. And it has a 360-degree swivel head. In those places a regular mop just can't. So you can clean more.
Yeah, I block any and all toxicity and stuff. This guy wasn't even like a crazy hater. There's plenty worse than him. It was just the soup that he swims in that I'd rather not deal with, you know? I feel like people like that are doing themselves a disservice and they're missing out on a good time by focusing on the wrong things and, you know, focusing on the wrong parts of the story and completely missing the point completely and that type of stuff. It just seems like all this greatness that is our industry right now is just going right over their heads because none of that is important to them. What's important to them is their unwavering and undying obsession with comparing one to the other. Instead of appreciating that we have two things to compare. It's a good thing we have. Things have gotten a lot better in the last 5 years. That's insecurity there. I mean, am I imagining that this match kind of feels a little in slow motion? The crowd's not even into it. Oh, nice. There's Kofi's trying to do something there. Roddy K is at work. Thanks for popping in, man. All right. New Day rocks. Let's get to the finish of this match, please. Because, oh, Trouble in Paradise to Jey Uso by accident. Oops. Hopefully, Karrion just wins this here and advances to the Fatal 4-Way. Nope. What's he going for? Cloverleaf? Cross, actually, I wasn't looking good at first, but now he's got like a Cloverleaf Walls of Jericho combo on him. Kofi makes it to the rope. No, he doesn't. Oh, roll up instead. This really, to me, feels like a house show match. They're moving with the energy. I haven't been to a house show in like 25 years, but when I went to house shows, this was the energy they worked in with. Spear to Cross. Go up for the splash and do it. Wow, Jay's going to advance, I guess. Nice. All right, so Jay is advanced to the Fatal 4-Way whenever that match happens. I mean, I'm guessing that, will they do 2 more triple threats next week? And then the week after that's when you do the Fatal 4-Way? Is that what they're going to do? All right, Jay, and I'm curious, like, when Sammy comes back, if he's going to have a problem with this, because they already kind of hinted and teased that the two of them might target the tag team titles. So is he going to be like, yeah, I want to go after the tags, but I took a couple weeks off, and now you're going after the IC title, so I guess our plan's out the door. I don't know if that's going to cause any issues between them. I don't know. 2 weeks. Thank you, Victor. All right, Gunther.
I'm here right now in Europe amongst people that recognize my greatness. But don't get confused.
Gunther gets to cut a promo for Raw just right in front of a brick wall somewhere in Europe.
Because as much as SummerSlam went down in history as the day when an Indian guy saved this great sport, Fashion Berlin on Saturday will be remembered as the day where Randy Orton finally met his match.
I'm hoping that match is good. I mean, their King of the Ring match was okay, but if they're going to be in the main event at Bash in Berlin, I'm hoping it's a good one. Randy Orton, here he comes. He's going to come talk about it. Sammy should be going after the World Heavyweight title, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think there definitely is a story there for him and Gunther. I mean, he ended his run at WrestleMania. I mean, how do you not consider that match for WrestleMania next year? Run it back, only this time for the world title. I'd be into that. Gunther's going to have to do something. Sid passed away on the 33rd anniversary of SummerSlam 91. He was the referee on that show. Probably the most badass looking referee ever. Bianca Belair, what is this? You don't have to come, girl. You don't have to come in your full gear. Full gear? That's like back in the day when Vince made the, like, Razor wore all his Razor shit on Springer and all that stuff. Like, if I was going to go meet a bunch of kids and talk to them, I wouldn't come in my gear. I'd dress like a normal person. They'll still know who you are. Is that new Fresh Prince any good? I don't think it's a comedy. I think it's more of like a drama, right? Because that story could easily be a drama. Probably would work. I haven't even seen what the ratings are for it. Is it good or does it suck? Because reboots can suck. Sometimes they can suck, but hopefully it's good. I always liked Fresh Prince as a kid. The gold standard of light beer. I don't know. I'm going to go get myself a light beer because I think this is my last one of these. Be right back. This Wingstop commercial, they should do this with Dom and Liv, but over nuggets. Like their hands touch the nugs or the tendies at the same time. And then they take things into the bedroom.
To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go.
Oh yeah, Juliet, I didn't mean like ratings. I mean like Rotten Tomatoes scores, things like that. That's usually what I check. That's kind of what I meant by ratings. I don't give a shit what they got in the demo. Unless you're Hangman Page, there's no reason to be in full gear. I always remember Pac. Pac at the AEW launch press conference that, you know, had 18 people there out in front of the Jaguar Stadium. And, you know, the Bucks were there. Cody was there. I think Tony Khan was a part of that. A lot of wrestlers were. But Pac comes out in his shit.
When your kid has a bad night's sleep, they feel it the whole next day. Fortunately, Pierce These Kids helps them fall asleep naturally and wake up with fresh inspiration. Here's These Kids for the rest to be their best.
If I could be you could be me, just 1 hour. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
How far would you go to win it all?
I'm scrolling back to the
From the producers of the Traitors in the Circle comes a
some of the Sid stuff.
online deception.
More fake ass bitches.
USA's The Anonymous. New episode November 11th.
Garrett says it was Johnny Ace's idea for Sid to try a drop kick from the second rope. Yeah. Sounds like something Johnny Ace would say.
USA is the new home of Friday Night SmackDown. It all goes down on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, Doug Unfunny, you're talking about the Nash, Luger, Hogan, Flair, Macho Man, Big Show, Brett, and Sid were WCW and WWE champions. Yes, I know that, but I'm talking about the Winged Eagle and the WCW Big Gold, the wrestlers that held those two specific physical titles. So Big Show would have to come off your list on that because he never held the Winged Eagle. And so would Luger. Luger would have to come off the list as well. But Nash counts, Hogan counts, Flair, Macho Man, Brett. And then in WWE, when they brought back the Big Gold as the World Heavyweight title, you had Shawn Michaels getting it and The Undertaker. But Big Show and Luger would not qualify on the list that I was talking about. So Randy's coming out here. Is he looking for Kaiser Permanente or whatever? I need Ludwig to wear more gear. He's got way too much skin showing. And that haircut of his. Mother of Christ. You know what I think the new hairdo is? I think it's Will Ospreay's. I have like 4 busboys at my restaurant that have Will Ospreay hair. The kitchen staff, most of those guys are Mexican. They call all the busboys broccoli. They go, we're broccoli 1, broccoli 2, because their hair looks like broccoli. Fucking cracks me up. So I think Will Ospreay's hair is kind of like the new in hairstyle for boys. Or for young men. But I know that Ludwig's is the worst I've ever seen. I'm allowed to make fun of people's hair because I'm bald. Because all you have to, if you don't like what I have to say, all you have to say is shut up, you bald bitch. So I'm allowed to make fun of people's haircuts. That's the rules. All right, Garrett, 77%. I always go to Rotten Tomatoes. It's always like my go-to, just like if I'm trying to decide if I should watch a show or not. And if I see like 80+%, I'm like, I need to watch that. So 70, that's decent. We're on season 9 of Shameless right now, so we're wrapping that up. But I think next I might want to check out Veep. I never watched Veep, but I hear great things. All right, what's Randy got to say? I really, in last week's Raw review, I talked about, I thought they were going to do a contract signing here. Or did they already do it one for them? Maybe it's Owens and Cody. I forgot which one I was talking about. I feel like I thought we were going to get a contract signing. But I guess not. This is the first pay-per-view main event match for Randy Orton in quite some time, I believe. I think he worked maybe War Games, but like, when's the last time he had a one-on-one match for a title in the main event of a pay-per-view? How many years do we have to go back? It's got to be a couple. More than a couple. My memory sucks. Y'all's is better, so you can tell me. But it feels like it's been at least an Olympics ago. They talk to me.
And I just want to thank you guys for singing along to my entrance music.
Oh, they're really going to sing in Berlin, aren't they?
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that you guys singing along to my music means the world.
Randy is so jacked. He's swole. Is that what they say? They still say that? He's swole. Randy's swole. Remember like when he was champion in like the summer of 2008? He was skinny as shit. He's put on 70 pounds since then. Of all muscle.
Providence, listen to this. I have won a lot of titles throughout my career, but there's one title, one world title in particular that I love most.
Hell in a Cell 2020. Shit. So that would have been about 4 years. Holy crap. Almost 4.
That is the first world title that I won, and I'm the youngest man in history to have his name engraved on that.
So it was in the Thunderdome? Ugh. Was it him and Drew? Must have been him and Drew, right?
I was given
Maybe?
the privilege to unify the 2 world titles that we had at that time. And in that moment, I retired the World Heavyweight Championship with my name once again.
That's true. He did. I kind of forgot about that. Randy did retire the title. Technically.
The new World Heavyweight Championship was reborn, but I wasn't here. Ladies and gentlemen, I was at home on my couch, recovering from spinal fusion.
So basically, Randy is here to take his championship back. Remember when they unified the titles in 2013? I remember doing a video on it that night, being so bummed out about where the business was at. I remember Survivor Series like sucked that year, whatever, 2013. I was like, things just suck, man. Things suck.
And this Saturday in Berlin, I get my opportunity. New World Heavyweight Championship. New title.
I really wish they would have just brought back the big gold.
New legacy.
I don't know why WWE hates history and tradition so much. I thought Triple H would have a better appreciation for it. You know, you got to have your logo front and center.
Now, I do know that I'll be stepping into enemy territory in Berlin. I also know that I will be facing a living legend to the people in Europe. Gunther is a legend over there.
And you're a legend killer.
I also know that I will be facing a man whose head is shoved so far up his own ass that he has no idea. He doesn't even realize that he'll be facing the most dangerous, decorated, controversial, yet successful wrestler that this industry
Randy makes a
has
point.
seen in almost 20 years.
Well, at least Gunther's not here to attack you. But Ludwig might be. Maybe he can come in here and eat an RKO, just for fun.
I grew up in front of each and every one of you. I signed my WWE contract when I was 19 years old. You guys have watched me grow up. You've watched me get humbled over and over and over again and learn from my mistakes over and over and over again. Until eventually, I had to step out from behind the shadows. I had to take out each one of those shadows one by one and earn every ounce of respect that comes with my name.
This could be one of Randy's last babyface promos. I mean, if he goes heel after Bash.
30-something-year-old egotistical prick. And that right there, that little tidbit, that might be the one thing that we actually have in common.
Yeah, Randy Orton, that's true. You know, if Randy Orton does run into a cocky asshole, nobody knows that mentality better than he does.
As I said before, I was humble. Gunther has never been put in his place, but this Saturday at the Bash in Berlin, that's exactly what I intend to do. All this match ever had to be about was the World Heavyweight Championship. That's all it ever had to be about, but Gunther wanted to make it personal. Gunther talked about my family. Gunther talked about all the demons that I've had to face, and Gunther, you're right, I've faced my share of demons.
Maybe he will win and tie Cena, Mike. I don't know. I can't see Randy beating Gunther.
And I beat those demons, just like I'm going to beat you this Saturday and become a 15-time World Heavyweight Champion.
That would be crazy if he did. Could you imagine Berlin? The crowd.
Intend on doing that? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm going to do it by using the three most dangerous letters in sports entertainment. R-K. Bring me closer to history. Looking to move into second place all by himself with a number of world title reigns in his career. Randy Orton with a chance to do that.
I mean, I hope Randy and Cena both get one, and I think that next year we could very well get a Randy Orton and John Cena match, especially if Randy Orton's going to go heel here. There might be time to rekindle something between those two guys next year, but we got enough of those matches 10 years ago.
Lucky for us, we have heavily reinforced the ring tonight for this matchup. These two gargantuan
385. Bronson Reed is only 330? I guess that's about right.
6 feet tall, 330 pounds. And both men here in the day is long. This one is going to be fun.
All right, here we go. It's Strowman. I mean, Bronson better win this. I mean, The Miz gave him a competitive match last week, so I think Strowman's not going to go down easy here, but obviously I want Strowman tsunami'd. Yeah, I'm curious next year, too, J.A., with Cena and Orton, like, with all of Cena's matches, do you think, like, it's just going to have to be quick stuff. Like, it's not going to have enough time to do like a big, huge program, or if there is, there's only going to be time to do one of those. Otherwise, if you do two of them, that's probably going to occupy your whole year. So if he does something with Randy Orton, oh, wow, is Jeffrey in Bel Air? I just saw the commercial. That's kind of cool. Like, if Cena and Orton have a match, I hope it's, you know, just in a pay-per-view for nostalgia purposes. But if the title's on the line, that would be great as well. But I don't know if we want a full-blown, you know, angle or a story out of those guys, because we would like to see Cena maybe work with Cody Rhodes at some point as well. And there's a lot of other opponents that fans have in their heads for Cena next year. And it just depends on how many guys he wants to work with and how they structure out his retirement tour and how it's going to work out storyline-wise and factor into what they're doing creatively and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting. Could be a good feature match on WrestleMania. I cannot believe they've made another Beetlejuice. And I guess Winona Ryder's in it and Michael Keaton, but I don't think Gina Davis or Alec Baldwin are in it.
The light beer with a clean, crisp finish. For anyone who expects more from their light beer, Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
I love that they have rebooted this commercial with the chefs. The original was such a trip.
Maybe you just need a Snickers.
You felt that old man's pain in the original. Googly moogly. I gotta redo all this shit. Yeah, Mike, rest in peace, Sid. Feel free to continue to share your Sid memories. We've shared a few of them as we've been going through here tonight. But yeah, I got the news today. I saw it right as it happened when his son posted that on Facebook. But I was a little bit apprehensive because, you know, a lot of people jumped the gun on Afa. And so I wanted to be sure that he had really passed. But about an hour or so later, it looked like it was all but confirmed. Major outlets were reporting it. WWE even made mention of it. So by then, felt like it was for real, and that's a shame. I don't think I was aware that Sid was sick, but cancer is what did him in. And he was only 63, and he was a trip. He was a lot of memories of him, especially in the 90s.
Said, hey, I think you should have the opportunity to fight for the biggest prize in the game. And the person said, no, I don't want it.
That's not what I said. Of course I want it, just like everyone else would. I just didn't want it like that.
Okay, so there's a sit-down there with Cody and Owens that Corey is moderating. Oh, Catherine O'Hara, yeah, is in it. Who's Jeffrey Jones? Is he the... He's the principal in Ferris Bueller? I know he did some shit, right? But yeah, a lot of people in that movie are alive.
To roll out the red carpet for them. They get all the attention, all the media, all the interviews.
I mean, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, they got the moment at Clash at Castle. I feel like this time it's going to go back to Jade and Bianca.
Well, look how that turned out.
Although I wouldn't mind if they actually continued their run, because they're actually a team that's managed to gain a little momentum on their own, despite WWE kind of forgetting they exist there for a few weeks. All right, big Bronson Reed. I love that Strowman had to sit in the ring through all that. Bronson Reed to me kind of reminds me of like if you merged Bam Bam Bigelow and the One Man Gang.
Intensity and brutality in human form, just a few feet in front of our faces. Big Bronson Reed, his path to destruction. 6 tsunamis to Seth Rollins. Broken ribs, internal injuries. 5 tsunamis to R-Truth.
Yeah, how many tsunamis are you going to give to Strowman?
2 tsunamis to Miz. And if it wasn't for Braun Strowman, Miz may be in a hospital right now. But Bronson Reed has his way. Braun Strowman may end up in the hospital next to the Miz. Braun Strowman says, I don't like bullies. He's been friends with Miz and R-Truth for a long time. He says he's going to take out Bronson Reed tonight. Big Bronson.
All right, meat. Wow. Strowman opens up with a drop kick. Jesus. There is some meatiness. This is just meat. This is thick meat. This is fucking rump roast. Rump versus rump.
Over a 60-inch box. Bronson Reed could be light work. And Reed reaches across the ring into the corner and explodes out of the corner to knock the big man down. Bronson Reed, a powerhouse in his own right, able to bench press over 600 pounds for reps regularly. Bronson Reed is a freak of nature in his own right. I said this last week.
Yeah, good point. A lot of I have fond memories of Sid's run in ECW because I ordered the pay-per-view that he appeared on. Was he involved with the Dudley? Who did he come out and beat up? Spike? I forgot. But anyway, I watched the show. And Sid had a couple of appearances, I think, for them.
Breaking WWE superstars, including Seth freaking Rollins. Both of these men have won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal over the years at WrestleMania weekend. Strowman, though, top of his own. Strowman trying to pick up.
Wow, high cross from Strowman. I wish we would have gotten more of Sid and Undertaker like in '92 when Sid was there. They had teased a few encounters. I think even worked opposite each other in some tags. But that would have been interesting to see progress, especially after WrestleMania 8 when Taker was babyface, Sid was a heel. But Sid left. I love this. We've had drop kicks and a couple of high cross bodies in this match. Combined weight here is about 750-ish. 700 pounds of beef. Oh, man. Suicide die. I feel like we're going to go to commercial here, but that suicide was... He hit it. Guilty as charged, 99. Thank you. But in ECW's ring, you know, it was such a loud, well-mic'd ring. Like, his power bombs really echoed when he was there. I remember one time he was being interviewed by, probably like 96, Kevin Kelly. And he just goes, let me tell you something, Mr. Microphone Man. And just the way he delivered it, I'm like, this guy is just off his rocker. And he's just he's so hilarious. And I don't think Sid's one of those guys that, I don't even think he knows that he's that funny and weird and different. Like, I don't think he gets his own intrigue type of thing. He just says things, and the way they come out and are delivered, and the way he presents them is so bizarre that it made him just super memorable. I did like, you know, the Psycho Sid gimmick. I didn't like that they called him like Psycho Sid so much, but I just liked how he would just bust out laughing in the middle of promos. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like, sometimes I was just like, God damn, I mean, if this is a real situation, this is not a guy I would want to have, like, any sort of a personal quarrel with.
To truly embrace the fun life.
Because he's just the scariest motherfucker to ever live.
Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
Bring the phone you love.
I actually didn't like, I mean, I guess, I remember when he came back in 95, I was a little bummed that they were just calling him Sid because, you know, I liked him as Sid Vicious, but I understand they didn't want to use Sid Vicious because of the whole Sid and Nancy thing. But then he was Sid Justice in WWE. So when he came back in 95, I wish they would have, I didn't really love Sid Justice. Sid Vicious was way better. So I wish WWE either couldn't use the name or they just were a little bit too afraid to. And just decided to call him Sid, and then it kind of morphed into Psycho Sid. And that theme that he had was so good, and his promos and kind of being crazy. And at first they were making it sound like he didn't want to be called Psycho. Don't call him Psycho. He gets really mad about that. But then by the end, he adopted it, and that was his name, Psycho Sid. So he was a great character and a believable just big man. I thought he could have been like an actor. I think he did movie appearances, but I don't know how he didn't get booked for like major Hollywood roles, major villain roles. Like he has a look that's really hard to duplicate. Now, of course, the scissor fight with Arn Anderson, that was some gnarly shit. Sid and Arn would work together right at the end there at WCW, right? But before Benoit came over, Arn was like the ref for those Benoit and Sid matches or whatever. I'm like, man, I'm glad those guys were able to patch it up. Jesus. We're not gonna get the tsunami this quick after commercial. Nope. Wow, what a bump by Bronson off the top. Bronson Reed just did the flare bump. I mean, it's hilarious to me how for the past no less than 45 years, announcers say they have to reinforce the ring when two big men fight. Why do you need to reinforce the ring? Just build the ring strong enough to hold these guys every night. It's like in Spinal Tap. Well, this is 11. It's one louder. And they're like, well, why don't you just make 10 louder and 10 can be the top number? But this goes to 11. You know, it's like that. It's like, why don't you just make the ring strong enough to hold everybody? That way, you don't have to reinforce the ring. But you have to reinforce the ring. I know. Are we going to get a count out here? I hope not. I was hoping for a full-blown victory. Oh, there we go. So my only thought is maybe they feel like Strowman is too big of an opponent for Reed to put down in one encounter. They're going to do a count-out bullshit here. I think Bronson's probably going to spear him through this video wall or something, and then they're going to run it back next week or something, and that's when Reed wins. Where's he going? He's going... Reed is leaving. Or no, he's trying to get... He's waiting. And so Reed leaves. He goes through the gorilla. Boom. Oh, and then throws a trash can at Strowman's head. This is nuts. This isn't a no DQ match, is it? It's got to be a count out by now. Look at these security guards. Like, what are you guys going to do? Besides get killed. Oh my god, this guy's gonna get choke slammed on the bananas. Oh no. Perfectly good fruit there. Another feller goes into the railing. Oh man. Oh, we're outside now. There's the interstate. Right there's a Waffle House about 2 exits down. They can brawl right into a nice pile of hash browns. Oh. Down he goes. We got forklifts, we got SUVs, we got spare parts. They put the whole Raw set together. They had a bunch of spare parts. Like, shit, where were these supposed to go? Oh, that car's going to be dealt with. This is a Cadillac. Pretty sure that's a Cadillac that they just ruined just for a chokeslam spot. You couldn't have done that onto 2 trash cans? It has to be a Cadillac? Is that money we want to be spending? It didn't even break the window. Oh, now we're going to ruin another car. Oh! Shit. So, 2 cars now have been damaged by Bronson Reed's body. Oh, they're going to be on the production crates, and it looks like somebody's going to get chokeslammed. Bronson Reed's getting his ass kicked here. You better... Oh, there we go. Reed whacks him in the face with something. All right, now do a spot. They're definitely setting up for a spot here. Do some crazy spot. All right, Reed's climbing up the concrete wall. We're up the concrete wall now. We're in the bushes. Oh, he's going to tsunami him on top of the car. Yes. Yes. Oh! Oh my God, they put off a little Orange Cassidy firework in there. That's bad. Oh, now you're here, Adam Pearce. What took you so long? That actually might have been, now that I think about it, that might have been a legit spark that came out of the rear view mirror, because a lot of those things are wired up these days. Might have been real. Wow. Pretty cool. That was a real car. Drive to a river. A pre-owned Geo Metro. Yeah, just get one of them. How much? You can pick up a pre-owned Geo Metro, what, 11, 12 bucks? Well, you gotta love that. That was great. Tsunami onto the car. It's kind of funny how they're, you know, continuing to keep Bronson Reed busy. You know, wasn't Bronson Reed making a big stink about being left out of tournaments and whatnot? Shouldn't he be upset that he's not in this Intercontinental title shit? Because I think it would be, well, maybe he is still. He might be next week. But I think it would be awesome if, like, he won that tournament. Think about that match. I mean, I don't know if they do that. Well, they might. But Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I feel like that would be a tough match to do maybe yet, because if they don't want to beat Braun Breaker, that means you got to beat Bronson Reed, but they might want to not beat him yet either, so you might just have to hold off on doing a match like that. But if you continue to build Bronson the way they're doing, at some point he's got to face somebody for a championship. Maybe they do that. Maybe after that tsunami through the car, next week Reed maybe is in one of those triple threat matches, and maybe Strowman comes out and attacks him, and allowing the finish to take place in the ring without him. He loses the match, and then next week you book, or the week after that, you book on Raw Strowman and Reed in some sort of, I don't know, no DQ thing or whatever, and then that's where Bronson puts him down, and then you've gotten out of, you know, having to put him in the Intercontinental title thing, because, you know, it's just not maybe time to do a match of that magnitude, Reed against Breaker, until you keep building Reed for a while. You need some monster heel. You need some big heels. Got a chance to make a guy here. I'd do it.
2024 World Car of the Year, North American Utility Vehicle of the Year, and one of Car and Driver's 10 best SUVs. Innovation can be
Dodge Dart, sure.
The Triple Crown awarded 3-row Kia EV9. Lease a new 2024 EV9 light long range for $389 a month.
Raffman, what the fuck? Are you... Who said that? Is that like a Kurt Angle quote? It better be. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to block you for that one.
Hopefully somebody contacted Monarch because there are two titans on the loose in Providence destroying.
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to see was Strowman being the one to throw Reed through one of these cars. I'm like, Reed, gotta turn the tables here. Oh my god, the way the windows shattered out there was awesome. God. No, I actually think I can see a wire. They got a camera in the car. I think.
Braun Strowman may appear to be superhuman, but that's a very real human who's under a lot of pain right now. General manager Adam Pearce.
Oh, look at Strowman. Motherfucker. It's a Florida rental car.
He's talking about his fingers.
He's talking about his fingers. Get over here. He's talking about his fingers. What's wrong with your fingers? I don't know. I can't find them.
And walked away from the scene, refusing medical attention. This is
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you being here and dropping in the 5. Thank you as always.
will stop at nothing to make waves and make a name for himself here in WWE, no matter who he has. Keep you updated on the conditions of Strowman and Reed if you can find them.
Yeah, that is funny how we have a Braun, and a Bronson on Raw, all in the same brand. Vince McMahon would insist that they're on different shows because God forbid we confuse the audience. Because I don't know about you guys, it's hard for me to keep track of more than 3 names. Once you get past 3, it's like my brain stops working, you know? It's really hard. Oh, my stupid Bash in Berlin logo is blocking Tito. Sorry about that. He is laying there, though.
Vince knows to stay as far, far away from Bronson Reed as humanly possible.
Next, from Birmingham, England, weighing 205 pounds,
A bruiserweight with one side of his hair very long and nothing on the other side. I mean, he virtually had all that kind of shaved off, right? Or cut off. He grew it back. Back to his old Pete Dunne self. That Corona looks good. This is actually an 805 lime. I've had a few of these in the fridge for a while. It's all I had left, so I'm drinking this. What up, Zane? Always happy to see you here, man. Xavier, about to go full villain, wearing black now. Anthony Jeselnik joke. Nobody can call me a racist because I have a lot of friends who are black for Halloween. Oh, Xavier with the Sid armband. Y'all see that? That's why Xavier Woods is the best. I know it's going to be sad when the New Day breaks up, but I like Xavier. I want to see what he'll do. I want to see what he'll do if they break him off and give him his own thing or his own character or... maybe a new persona. I think Xavier's the first guy tonight to have a Sid armband, right? Triple H took a power bomb or two from the crazy one.
by Chris Jericho for 9 titles, most ever in the history of WWE as Intercontinental Champion.
I think Triple H had to take a couple of Sid losses when he was getting punished for the curtain call stuff. Mike, I have not heard if the announcers have mentioned it. I'm sure Corey or Michael Cole have brought it up once or twice, but they did open with a Sid graphic. Oh, Woods. Oh! Damn, Xavier landed hard. And I'm curious if when The Miz was talking to Cross, if Cross has something to do with maybe costing Xavier the match here.
Welcome to the neighborhood. With Wayfair, finding your style is fun.
Yes, when the music starts, grab any chair. Doesn't matter if it's your outdoor style or not. I'm sorry, Carl. This is me in chair form.
Sometimes I wonder if y'all see the same commercials I do.
I told you we should have done a pinata.
I explained it so many times.
I'm not sitting.
You need to sit down. Wayfair, every style, every home.
There's an asshole on Twitter who's been impersonating Sid for a long time, and no matter how many times, major accounts say, don't follow this account, it's not him. He still has a lot of followers and a lot of engagement, and a lot of people think it's Sid, but it's not. I don't know how he's gotten away with not being exposed. Like, he's been outed time and time again, but somehow people still think it's really Sid tweeting. So hopefully he'll go away now.
With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish game.
Oh, it's in that dishwasher.
Watching.
It's going to be hard to pretend to be him when he has passed away.
Clean enough for you?
Yeah. Scrape, load, duck. Cascade Platinum Plus.
You came looking for a light beer, and you found gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer with a smooth, elevated taste. Perfect for those who never settle for less than they deserve. Modelo Oro, the gold standard of light beer.
Come on, let's go. Get off your
Get off your ass. He's literally laying on an ass.
touchdown.
Yeah, Sid was young. 63 is not very old. I mean, just this past weekend we had
Rookie mistake.
Dory Funk Jr., who's 83, took an exploding bat to the back at some show. 83. That's insane. Biden's 83. Imagine giving him an exploding bat into the back. I mean, just think of your grandpa. Hey, grandpa, turn around. This won't hurt. Like, Jesus, 83? Like, 83, when you're that age, your life can end in an instant. You can just fall down the stairs and die. So, like, the fact that he's in the ring getting hit with exploding bats and shit is just nuts. Nuts.
Well, I still got robbed.
Now, Friday should be a decent SmackDown. It's in Berlin. We're going to have a U.S. Open Challenge there, LA night. And then the week after that, or no, 2 weeks from now, it goes to USA, finally.
Will advance to join Jey Uso in a fatal four-way in a couple of weeks. Winner take all to have the opportunity to face Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. First man to gain pinfall and submission early in this matchup. He done has been impressive as quick looks to battle back. This has been a non-factor for the past several minutes.
I mean, I feel like it makes more sense for Cross to have something to do with Xavier not winning this, because I don't think Xavier's really going to be challenged for the IC title right now. He's doing all this shit with Cross and this impending heel turn. getting annihilated by Braun Breaker is doesn't feel like it fits at this point. Swing, Cesaro swing here. Not quite as good. I would be dizzy as shit. Ooh, nice. Miz with what, double DDT coming? Yeah, Woods, I think, is the first guy to have the Sid armband on tonight.
Miz is feeling it, looking to qualify for the fatal four-way. This is where experience plays a factor. Miz has been to the dance many times over. A veteran like himself, not getting frustrated in this instance, realizing he's got to keep his...
Who gets the snazzy white seats up there? Seems like a small arena. Tiny arena, half of it tarped off. Fucking mud show, man. Samantha Irvin is way too over the top, is what people who are no fun say. People who are not living their best life are the ones that are going to tell you that. Ooh. Yeah, brain buster, gut buster type of move there. Ooh, Woods looked at the armband, power bomb. Ooh, power bomb Pete Dunne onto the Miz for the win. No. Nice little tribute to Sid there from Xavier. That's why we love Xavier. Oof. I mean, in the right setting, I'd be cool with a Pete Dunne and Xavier Woods little program. They were both in singles and had a reason to face each other. All right, now it's just a chop party. Miz gets to do it with a t-shirt on. Double, no way. I'm glad we're watching this episode tonight, and I'm not watching it, making notes, and doing a review. This is way easier. Skull Crusher. Nope. I mean, I feel like there's the Skull Crusher. Nope, there's Pete. I mean, I feel like Miz's conversation with Cross needs to mean something. Now he's got the cross face on Miz. Smart. Oh. Jesus, double super kicks to Cross, or to Dunn and Miz. Woods is going to do a springboard elbow thing here, I think. Nope, he's going to the top. Oh, yeah, he's doing it.
disqualification. Taking advantage of the situation. Kick to the face. Done now. The Miz is already...
Raph, man, nobody believes that bullshit except assholes. You swim in an asshole soup. She is not self-indulgent. You don't even know what it fucking means. She's terrific. She's tremendous. And she is universally beloved by everybody in the industry, except for asshole fans. Go to anyone online who has a problem with her and just check out their social media demeanor. It's garbage. And Pete Dunne picks up the win. I'm glad. I didn't think it would be Xavier, but I thought we might see a little more involvement. I mean, in this match, he's the one I would have preferred to go to this Fatal 4-Way. I mean, why do we need The Miz being in this thing again? And Xavier didn't really feel like it fit his purpose right now with everything going on with his weirdness with Kofi and whatever is in his future. I don't think the winner of this Fatal 4-Way, when it's determined, is going to beat Braun Breaker for the title anyway.
Your next challenger is officially underway. I assume you've been keeping a close eye. What do you make of the winner so far in Jey Uso and Pete Dunne?
I say bravo. Great work by both guys. Jey Uso, neat. Pete Dunne, hard-fought win, bruiserweight. But I heard last week Jey Uso...
The same type of fans that don't like Samantha Irvin don't like Aubrey Edwards. It's the same type of dude. It's one very specific type of lonely, unlikable prick that say those things and have those opinions, and then they parrot each other. And they're all the same. Same mentality, same bullshit, same stupid opinions.
So to whoever wins this tournament, I promise you, I am that dude. I am that dog. I am the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. And the worst...
You are very tanned, Braun Breaker. Look at these guys. I like this promo right off the bench press, right into the camera. Yeah, I mean, if this match happened whenever the B team was a thing, this match would be over in 5 seconds. American made. American made. American made.
C. Passion, definitely. Next level competition, you know it. Fist on hips that don't lie.
I've always liked Justin Roberts, but Samantha Irvin is so different and unique. And she's been like a different type of announcer that has, you know, very, very special and unique entrances like Justin Roberts does for, you know, specific wrestlers and whatnot. But she's very, very talented. So I think she's been doing a great job. She shows true emotion. She's invested in the stories, the product, what she's watching. She's not just out there sitting on a stump and just waiting for her cue to say shit. You know, she's reacting and putting emotions behind her words and stuff. That's all good. That adds to the story. That's because there's a story going on in the ring. You're supposed to react to that. You know, the fact that she is very, very into her job and people see that as a bad thing is just, that's why they're where they're at and why she's where she's at. It's not hard to figure out. That little Peyton Manning baked bean thing is funny.
This bottle says I need pre-treatment.
Mike Rouse, No Mercy is this Sunday, huh? That's right. We're going to have to be doing our Sunday watch-along head-to-head with NXT. So we'll have it up here on the TV, monitor it.
Because at the end of the day, every single round is on you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Medalla, the mark of a fighter.
Bring the phone you love and get one line for $25 a month when you switch to Straight Talk. Plus, get a $200 credit for a new phone after 12 months. With Straight Savings, you save now and later. Straight Talk. Real unlimited data. Less dollars, more cents.
I haven't been to Burger King in forever. I have not had one near me in like the longest time. Years and years and years. Because I'll eat some fast food, but it's got to be close by. Like, I have to be able to get home with it quick. I don't like cold food. And I don't do DoorDash and shit. Like, it feels like by the time they go there, they pick it up, and then they bring it to your fucking house. It's got to be cold by then. I'd rather just go get it myself.
Expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Find an agent, get a quote at Aflac.com. We should have Aflac on our team. You can.
Yeah, Joe Henry, he's got the title shot, right? I don't know if he'll win or not. They're going to put the title on somebody who's under contract somewhere else?
Your life goes on uninterrupted because you'll have power when you need it the most. The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator. And special financing and low monthly payment options are available. Call or go online now to request your free quote. Power your life with Generac.
Yeah, Michael Johan, I'm with you. I liked Samantha Irvin's Cody victory announcement too because the emotion overwhelmed her and she struggled to get it out. Like, how can you not like and appreciate that, you know? Just goes to show you how deeply miserable a lot of fans are. They're just unhappy people. Not living a happy life, not living a good life. Living a life of frustration and anger where everything pisses them off. Like, that's no way to live. Because it makes you a prick, makes you an asshole, makes you angry about everything. And so people like that, they're not gonna appreciate somebody like Samantha.
This one is gonna be wild. Here's what happens next. Friday Night SmackDown.
Friday in Berlin. So this is probably, we're gonna get the results of this prior to the show because it's gonna be taped, I guess, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, another sellout here tonight. Providence for Monday Night Raw 37. TV sellouts in 2024 54. Live event sellouts are towards the end of August. The hottest ticket in all of it.
37th TV sellout, 54th event sellout. Okay. God, just 5 years ago, they weren't selling out nothing. They had 3,000 people there for Raw. 80% of the arena tarped off. Now it's like they're selling out every night. Selling out house shows. They sell out super shows. They're putting 10, 11K on live events, some of these. Crazy. Crazy. Incredible numbers. And Rhea finally got her hands on Liv. And they're definitely saving Ripley rip-tiding Dom for, I don't know if she's going to do it in Berlin. I think she needs to do it in Berlin. I think the crowd would lose their shit. But maybe they save it.
So the Judgment Day gave us an explanation. They explained why they stabbed us in the back. And they think
I kind of like these two broken off together.
you're damn right we're the bad guys.
It never felt so good to be bad.
What does her face say now? What does that say?
And then you want to play the victim. I'll tell
It's
you
2
what,
words.
at Fashion Berlin, you don't have to play nothing. Because we are going to make you victims.
I mean, this is a mismatch.
Forces here within the WWE by being good
Terror Twins, that's what her. I mean, you guys can't be a real tag team, or can they? Can they go, oh, let's do that. Why can't Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley win the pizzas from McDonough and Balor? That's what you do. Rhea Ripley can be a men's tag team champion. I don't know. That might not work. But I think that would be cool if that happened. That's going to force her to work with a man, and we haven't seen that full-blown since China. So maybe that wouldn't work, but it would be fun. Maybe you can make it where you can make it like a mixed tag where Rhea can only be in there with JD. And Balor has to face Priest. Maybe with those rules it would work. Michael Johan, yes, I will be doing a watch along for All Out because it's a normal time here in the States. For me anyway. Some 10 a.m. ones. I can't swing it. I can't do 10 a.m. I can't be live. I mean, I can be up by 10 a.m., but I can't be live on camera that early. This Boston guy behind them is cracking me up. Just standing there. Do people in Providence like Boston people? Maybe not. There might be a rivalry there. Oh, we're going to talk about Sid. This is cool. Are they going to show a little video deal?
No doubt about it. I grew up. My father was a fan of Sid Vicious. He was captivated by the size, the intensity, the man, the master, and the ruler of the world. Captivated our imagination like no one.
Our condolence goes out for family.
Cool. I mean, look at him. I mean, look at him.
Saddened to learn of the passing of Sid Vicious, better known to the WWE family as Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, and Psycho Sid.
And Psycho Sid. I like the one where he's got the jacket open.
Make no mistake about it, Sid Vicious is bad to the bone.
Sid made his initial impact in WCW for his imposing 6'9" physique and fierce.
I mean, he's just scary big.
Perfect fit as the new muscle for the infamous Four Horsemen. To set the stage for his arrival to WWE.
Those one-arm chokies. Ugh.
Then see him come out with his eyes wide open. One of the most imposing big men you ever met in your life.
With his unmatched intensity and dreaded powerbomb, Sid would
The way he just bust out into psychotic laughter just in the middle of a sentence.
Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 8 and main eventing WrestleMania 13 against The Undertaker. Sid backed up his commanding in-ring athleticism with tactical mind games, helping him to win multiple world championships during his nearly 30-year career.
Yeah, he won that Winged Eagle twice.
Despite his menacing presence in
And the big gold, I think.
Sid was known for his kind-hearted nature outside. A devoted family man, Sid will be remembered as a man of strength, kindness, and love.
I mean, despite his freakish size, he was a good-looking dude, you know?
During an era of larger-than-life characters, with a legacy
One of the best bodies the business has ever seen. Rest in peace, Sid. That one's a sad one, man. It really is. I've got infinite memories of Sid. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad WWE had time to put something together for Sid there. That was really nice. But yeah, losing Sid is a big one because he was such a big man for the time. He was recognizable. and brought something different than no other big guy did. You know, Undertaker had, you know, Mark Calloway had the athleticism and stuff, but nobody just had the look. Nobody had like the superhero next big thing, somebody who could rival, you know, Hogan at his peak type of look to him other than Sid. I think Vince McMahon saw it. I think everybody who ever worked with Sid saw it. And I think Sid could have been a bigger star, you know, if he would have almost allowed himself to be. And he was fun. A couple of runs in WWE were super memorable. You know, the main event of WrestleMania 8 with Hogan in 92. But then when he came back in 1995 to be Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, I remember when they brought him back, I was like, holy crap, they brought back Sid. But now Diesel is there. Diesel's the champion. Vince is in love with Diesel. And when they brought back Sid in 1995, he was kind of booked like a bitch right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, you know, he was no match for Nash. Nash ate him up at a couple of in-your-house pay-per-views, and then Sid ran away from him at the King of the Ring. Sid had a pretty good IC title match, I think, with Shawn, which he also lost, and then was hanging around until like the end of 1995, and then kind of disappeared until the summer of 1996 when they brought him back after the Warriors split. And this would have been like a month after the curtain call. So Nash and Hall are gone. So you bring back Sid to replace the Warrior in the International Incident tag, reveal him on Raw. Now he's a babyface. Now he's back with Shawn, and something was like instantly different. He felt different. Everything that Sid did hit different in the summer of 96. The fans liked him. He was intense. He looked better than ever. And he was a babyface going into the Survivor Series when they decided to put the brakes on the Vader feud with Shawn and put Sid in his place. Sid faced Vader, I think, at an In Your House, beat him, got the opportunity to face Shawn in that Madison Square Garden Survivor Series where Sid was super over. Just that entrance, the power behind that, like the feeling of him coming out in the Garden to that ovation. And you could tell, like it was brewing. It was brewing in the air that something major might go down. And then, of course, he turns heel, beats up Jose Lothario, wins the championship, and the crowd loved it. Held it till the Royal Rumble and terrorized Shawn Michaels and Jose Lothario and his son going into the Royal Rumble in 97 where they had the rematch. Shawn beats Sid, wins the title back. But then Sid wins it again the night after Final Four when Brett won the title. This is after Shawn lost his smile and shit went off the rails. Brett wins the title back. Sid beats him on Raw the next night to take the title in to WrestleMania 13 to drop it to Undertaker. So in a super short amount of time, Sid won 2 WWE championships and was able to main event a WrestleMania. But then after that, he was supposed to work In Your House, Revenge of the Taker, and he left to go do more softball, and then I think briefly came back in the summer for like a Raw or two, and then bounced. And he was never to be seen in WWE again until turning up in WCW and working there in like 99 and 2000 and breaking his leg in 2001. You know, his run was, you know, where he was at his best, I think, was very condensed, but his career is much longer, the whole entire thing. But I think really when he was at his peak there, you know, didn't really come until 1996 when he finally became a true world champion and a fun one. He was a great guy to have at the time. Perfect kind of transition guy into old WWE and Attitude Era, you know, because he was almost kind of like a tweener in that regard. And he got that Madison Square Garden love, which a lot of heels get. Stone Cold got some that same night. Rest in peace, Sid. He was the man. He was the ruler of the world, and I loved him. All right, here comes American Made. This is our main event. Chad Gable taking on Uncle Howdy. This is going to be our first Uncle Howdy match, I guess. So, I think Bo Dallas main event in a Raw in 2024. Go back and tell your 2022 self that. You'll be like, what now? Thanks for the $5, Chris. AEW has solid video package for matches and wrestlers, but I feel WWE's are another level quality-wise. WWE's always had tremendous production. AEW's got good production, too. It's all about how much money you're willing to spend. WCW, for all the money they had, they did not spend much on production because their stuff looked like shit. But WWE is really never had a rival in that regard. But again, I'm not really looking to compare the two. You know, I'm satisfied with what AEW gives us from that aspect. They do a good job. It's not so night and day between the two companies the way it was when WCW was around, because WWE in the Attitude Era, they had great production. Even when WCW was kicking their ass, their video packages and all of that stuff was super on point. And WCW's looked low budget, but they had the bigger stars. Well, you got money in the budget, so why does your shit look low budget? Yeah, Bryce Versa, that Sid Sparkler entrance, that was good in the fans. Sid. I loved that. And that song, that Jim Johnson theme, the Psycho Dance, it was one of the best themes of the time. It rocked. It slapped. Everything about it was good. WWF, the music, Full Metal, that album, some hits on there, man. All right, here comes Uncle Howdy. Howdying it up. He's got a lot of backup. They're not coming to the ring, I don't think. So does he wrestle with the mask on? I don't think he does, right? It's cool that they're using the same song, the same music, you know, it really is. It's just bittersweet to hear it, you know? And there's that background clatter or that noise with the music that I like. It kind of distorts it a bit. I guess he wrestles with it on. Does the hair stay there too? Uncle Howdy. Took a long time to get to an Uncle Howdy in-ring debut, didn't it? My God. Starting all this way back in like 2022. I mean, depending on how the progression of this angle goes, you know, we could maybe consider Bray Wyatt for the Hall of Fame next year. If Bo Dallas is in a state of his character where he could be a part of an induction. They've been radicalized. Oh my God, he's dancing with him. Oh my God. That's a lot of hair. That's a lot of fake hair to have to work with. I mean, with Bo Dallas, you know, he's put on a little weight over the years in his upper body and stuff. I mean, he looked, you know, the longer he's around, the more he's going to start looking like Bray Wyatt, you know. All right. Oh, my God. Michael Cole. Cole, we need you to go down and shoot some promo bits for USA Series. Ah, fuck. All right, give me a minute. I got shit first. You know he hates doing this. Uncle Howdy looking like a senior citizen Undertaker. When Uncle Howdy goes into McDonald's, he gets a discount on his coffee.
Stuck at the DMV, and I think I'm late on my car insurance.
Good thing the General gives you a break with flexible payment options. Let's get you a break where you
Yeah, slept funny. My shoulder is killing me.
This is our DMVIP. Vending machine sharpshooter.
Yeah, I think that would be cool if like Uncle Howdy went and targeted Joe Hendry.
For a great low rate, go with the General.
It's like, you must believe, not believe. That'd be funny if Bo Dallas wasn't doing all this shit. He should come in to rival Joe Hendry, and then he can make his own song, I Believe in Bo Dallas, and make his whole new song video, and then the fans can choose which one they like. That would be so much fun. Maybe after Uncle Howdy's done, we can do that.
From potatoes to super joy, only Lay's.
Never want to be an actor.
So why don't you act to your good sister and get his spoiled baby back?
Yeah, Howdy at the Rumble 2023. The few appearances that he did make, I remember we were just, speculating who it was. We didn't really know, and then it started to be revealed that it was, in fact, Bo Dallas, who was back in the company.
Squish. Okay, good. Keep squishing. Fingers relaxed.
Keep squishing.
And squish. Great. Thank you. Good job.
Switch the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
What's your favorite part of the cake?
I haven't tried the Skittles squishies, I don't think.
No.
Maybe I have.
The wafers?
No, that's stuff in between the wafers.
Ah, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. And try a bigger bite with Big Cat.
Oh, really, Juliet? So Bray did that with Cena? He danced with him? You know what match I've only watched once in my life? I should go back and watch it. Is the Firefly Funhouse. It's just that WrestleMania, man.
This Charmin Ultra sounds
I don't want to go back. I don't want to even think about that time. I want to pretend that shit didn't even exist. But that was a fun match,
so much better. With more
from what I remember.
enjoy the go with Charmin.
We believe in Uncle Howdy. It kind of works. All you got to do is get somebody who's musical
You must learn to let go.
and actually has melody and rhythm, unlike, for example, me, and maybe they can come up with a great song. Ooh, nice dragon whip there. Right as we're back from commercial. All right, we are back. Gable looking a lot like Kurt Angle with this gear, man.
It's easy to make that reference. You said Bo Dallas. Yes, physically, this was Bo Dallas. I competed against Bo Dallas. Psychologically, this is not Bo Dallas. I don't know what snapped, what broke inside of Bo. This is completely different.
It is funny that, I mean, if you have to be medically cleared to compete, shouldn't you have to be mentally cleared to compete as well? Like, can you be letting homies with two split personalities wrestle? That seems dangerous to not only him, but his opponents. Like, you can't have crazy people. It's okay, it's happened before. Wrestling wouldn't be wrestling without crazy people. I think they put George Steele. They put George Steele through therapy, I think. I remember they had him, like, gave him shock treatments and stuff on Saturday night's main event. He's got the "you suck" chance. Oh.
Because it seemed as though for a moment Gable began to remind himself that Uncle Howdy is a human. He can be beaten. He is fallible, and Gable knew that. So the fans got excited. Let's look again at the brutality. Uncle Howdy would allow Howdy to take the slow.
Jeez.
Over the announce table, right into the chair. And now ripping the announce table apart is Howdy.
The bumps on the chairs have been good lately. Sammy had that one a couple weeks ago with Breaker, right? Where he threw him straight over.
Took the upper hand. And now the viciousness of Uncle Howdy starting to come out. Gable now, right here in front of us. Howdy on the announce table.
I don't know what he's going for here. Suplex or a DDT. Oh. Olympic slam to the announce table. Announce table did not break. I think somebody's phone or somebody's device or a light or something got wrapped up in Howdy's hair. Ouch. Might have been Corey Graves' phone. Better get up, Howdy. Yeah, he has got a light stuck in his hair. That's hilarious. You got to get that out of your hair, dude. It's got like an LED light hanging from him. It's all tangled in him. Like, just leave it in, man. Oh, there it goes. It fell off. T85. Any fart stinks. Okay. Not Dakota Kai's. Wow. Fucking. It was kind of a Spanish fly, but it was a release. Yikes. Didn't even get much of a crowd reaction either, and that was a sick move. Jeez. So someone had a pic of it. That's why I got the fart comment. If somebody has a sign that reads "Dom sniffs, lives, farts." That's hilarious. I don't want to know what goes on in the bedroom of Dom and Liv. I'm sure some fart sniffing is probably involved, though. Chad straps her down. Looks like he's measuring Howdy up for something here. Oh, we're at like the spider walk thing. Oof, God. Yeah, I'm curious, like with an ankle lock, if Uncle Howdy can somehow entrance himself into this persona and not feel the pain or something, or not submit. Like, he's ripped his ankle off and he's still not giving up. I like how he just grumped. Ah! Ah! It's hard. The crowd has got Undertaker vibes here from like SummerSlam 94 because, I mean, Gable's a heel. Howdy, what the hell is he supposed to be? It's hard to think of Howdy as a babyface here. Oh, Ivy Nile distracted Howdy during the Sister Abigail attempt, allowing Gable to put him in the ankle lock here. Would think somebody as whack as Howdy would not allow that to get the better of him. There's a ref bump. There we go. Mandible claw. I like the mandible claw. Oof. Oh, maybe Zangy. I can't see Dakota Kai in Bloodline. I feel like Nia Jax or Naomi would have to be in there before her. Uh-oh. I mean, I didn't think we'd get a winner here. What's happening? The Wyatt Six are here. Get out of there, Samantha. Oh, God. Where's he going to choke slam this poor guy? Oh, Ivy Nile. He is beating the hell out of, I don't know if that's Brutus or the other one. Leaving Gable and Howdy in the ring by themselves. Gable going for the moonsault. I feel like he's going to miss. We got to get a Sister Abigail. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if Gable takes it as well as he's taking the other ones. Yep. God, he's hit it perfectly. And Uncle Howdy with the win. Probably feels pretty good, though. Not only in the context of the storyline, but for real. Wow, that Sister Abigail is so good. Fans woke up for the finish. I'm glad. People seem genuinely happy for Bo Dallas. And that's it. Uncle Howdy with the win. Yeah, didn't see Nikki Cross. I thought she'd come out and take out Ivy Nile, but she did not. All right, cool. That's a wrap on tonight's Raw. I thought it was a pretty good show considering, you know, most of the talent, good amount of the talent is overseas right now. They made the best of their 3 hours, and they had a really, really touching tribute, I thought, to Sid. And I thought tonight watching Raw live would be a better thing to do than doing a review because we could chill out and just watch the show, talk about Bash at Berlin, talk about the storylines, and share our memories of the late, great Sid Vicious, who passed away today. And that's another reason why I wanted to come up here and just do a watch along and hang out and just kind of share our memories on the big guy because he's, I think he meant a lot to a lot of us fans, you know, especially people my age and even, you know, younger and older. So a lot of people have memories of Sid and a lot of people grew up watching Sid. So all the best to his family and condolences and all that stuff. And it was nice to share his memories with you guys tonight. What does the Bash in Berlin mean? It means you're going to go to Berlin and bash stuff. That's what it means. Yeah, rest in peace, Sid, and rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. We're just right on top of the 1 year anniversary of losing Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. And, of course, Sid passing away today was very sad. That's a big loss for the biz because he was kind of unforgettable. One cool thing about Sid is even though he had some sporadic moments of success and whatnot, he's very well remembered. To this day, we still talk about Sid, and most fans will all have some sort of memory of him. So he made his mark, and fans, I think, will remember him for a long time. It's a shame that he wasn't able to get in the Hall of Fame, before he passed away. That sucks. Vader, I think, was the same way. But he'll probably go in now, maybe even next year, which will be too late. But, it will happen, and it might give us another opportunity to, remember Sid, and might even offer some closure to his family for this, part of his life, the wrestling part of his life. So, toast one tonight to Sid if you got him. And I want to thank you guys for being here with us this evening for a very rare Raw review. Whenever we come across one of these Raws that might not be, so great, or might not have a lot going on, instead of me coming up and doing a review, we'll come up and do a watch along every so often. I will be here on Thursday to drop Bash at Berlin predictions on you. I'll upload a video on Thursday with my predictions there. And we will be here on Saturday to review Bash in Berlin. We'll be here 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, same time as we normally are for the Winged Eagle, to review Bash in Berlin. And then on Sunday, we're going to do a watch-along, a classic watch-along. I just have to nail down exactly what that watch-along is going to be. But I appreciate you guys being here watching Raw tonight, and I will see you on Thursday for Bash in Berlin.